that Pharaoh died at the end of Exodus chapter 2. The second problem is the text of Exodus.
Let's see. Wait, I should probably pull it up on my phone. I can do this, right? I can pull this up on my phone. So we got a little bit of a problem on the stream. Well, not a problem. So basically, I was in this weird in-between moment where I have to poop. But if I would have gone, I would have missed streaming on time. So I figured I would come here, tell you that very shortly I will be gone for a second. And maybe I'll just like let some stuff play maybe on the screen or something. I don't know. And then I'll be back. But I'm going to get the, I guess, intro. I guess we'll call this an intro, more or less. I just wanted to talk about X Games. I don't even, why did this even pop up in my head? What's funny is the second that I made that thumbnail, and obviously in order to make that thumbnail, I had to just Google the word X Games. I immediately started getting ads on Instagram for X Games, which maybe that I was already getting them because skateboarding, and it's about to be not very far from me. But yeah. Is anyone in here a fan of Dan McClellan? Because if so, I just got lost in the sauce of his posts. That guy's he's a fun. If you like people who nerd out on religion, he's like a biblical scholar and like a scholar of religion, and he has a series called like Data Over Dogma, and he just talks about like just crazy stuff coming from both sides, both Christian apologists and people who like kind of blindly attack religion without having like the right backing for it. It's a fun, especially when I don't really have any horses in the race. It's fun to see what's going on. But we'll go YouTube. Over here, where's the docs? Let's pull up the chat. Here we go. So I don't know if anyone's even in here yet, but we'll go. Yeah, we got people in here. We got OG Skateboard Steve. We got Alex. Oh, we got a couple people in here. Okay. Let me see. I wonder if it. Okay, yeah, we got 40 people in. Oh, we got 76 people in here. All right. So yeah, I wanted to just talk about X Games. I got like pulled up behind me. I'm blocking it right now. Just some X Games clips. I guess I'll go on a little tangent first though, of like why I wanted to do this. Whatever made me think of X Games, it took me back to a memory, and I don't know if anyone. Well, actually, I do know because last time everyone was like, "Oh yeah, 1,000%." We're all over 30 in this chat, so we'll see. Yeah, growing up, I cared about X Games because of the rollerblading, because watching rollerblading to the untrained eye is more exciting than skateboarding, I think, especially then because like the courses for the skateboarding were like mostly like little kick ramps, quarter pipes, and then like a rail, and so they're not jumping very high and doing very much, and the board looks like a kickflip and a heel flip and like a lot of those tricks look the same, and you don't really appreciate the idea of a backside flip. You don't know what switch is, and then 360 flips are like, whoa, that was kind of cool. But I actually I have some VHS tapes that maybe I'll get my hands on back home, but I used to record it. I used to like record X Games on VHS so I could go back and watch it, and I remember recording the skateboarding one, and it was the skateboarding section of the X Games was my vert button. Like the skateboarding would come up, and I would fast forward to that to get to the next thing because BMX was really cool to me too. But yeah, like rollerbladers were just going really high and doing a bunch of flips, and then biking was like, backflips were just starting to get common in BMX at this point in time. And then the 900 happened, and the rest was kind of history as far as what kind of seemed in my eyes sort of reigned supreme in skateboarding. Rollerblading got taken out of X Games shortly after, and then yeah, I mean even now I think maybe I'm wrong because I'm biased. I'm a skater. It feels like the only thing I know about that people are really talking about is the skateboarding on the X Games, but I could be completely wrong. Pup and Subs for life. Oh, for sure, dude. Brink is like, and Brink was like a straight to television movie. Brink is, I tell people, like, Brink's kind of what got me into skateboarding, because I saw Brink, and I've always been really into tricks. Like, initially, I was into, like, yo-yos and stuff like that, and then I did ride rollerblades, and then got into skateboarding. But, yeah, rollerblading brought me to skateboarding, so shout out rollerblading. Dude, I never watched the X Games. Most people my age watch the X Games. Yeah, 100%. I feel like the new generation doesn't care at all. Or care very little about what's going on in the X Games. But there used to be this, like, weird. I don't want to say camaraderie, but like I remember watching the X Games, and they had that guy. I think his name was Sal, the guy with dreads, who was like a host for a lot of it, and he was like, in my opinion, he was a really good hype man. Like he literally understood enough of each sport or activity or art or whatever you want to call it, each tricky thing, that he like would let, in layman's terms, like what's going on and get you excited for it. Like I think that the original X Games, and I'm also like a super nostalgic person, so right, like the past always keeps getting brighter, but like there was such a sick feeling to watching the X Games, and it was also like the fact that it was on television was kind of cool. Like it was on ESPN, and like you would wait for it to come on, and I think one of the main reasons that, in my opinion, X Games and all those things are kind of dying out right now, even things like Street League, is because just Chris sends the shit 100%. And I'm doing good on Unlocking Paradox. I'm feeling pretty good. I sort of skated today. But the reason that I think that these big contests are kind of suffering is for the same reason that television is just suffering in general. Like, highlight reels are just taking over, and Instagram is just highlightreels.com. So, like, with Street League, because I have a lot of people ask me to like watch the live streams, like live stream watching a contest or something like that, and I understand why that would be fun for the viewer to watch me talk about it or give my opinions, especially because like I have a lot of opinions on tricks, but that's not fun for me, and I feel like the audience would immediately pick that up. Like I think you guys would be like, Dan does not want to be watching this contest. Dan doesn't care about this contest, and I would have to like force opinion. Like I don't have that strong of a desire to watch people compete, but there was a point in time where I was really excited about the X Games, like watching contests. And I do like watching AM contests. When I went to, I know that should be universal, but I feel like pro contest is just so... Pro contest is like these guys are training year round to win this contest because there's big money on it. It's how they pay their bills. And AM contest is just a bunch of goddamn wild cards. Like, it's just like everyone is blowing their load the first run. Like, their qualifying run, they're doing their hardest tricks. If you haven't watched Tampa Am's live stream, which is something that I would maybe consider watching, I do think I might go to Tampa Am and Tampa Pro this year, though. Like, just go in person. Just because Phoenix Am was so fun. But anyways, like, if you're a skateboarder and you're like, I don't really like contests and sounds boring, go watch those contests. They're really fun to watch. Because people will, like... There's going to be some hometown hero in those contests who they'll have like a big rail, but not that big because it's in Tampa. But they'll try like a triple varial flip front crook or something like that in the middle of the run. Just completely sends it. And I think that's fun to watch. Phoenix Am absolutely rules. X Games. X Games was on top. And there was also this really cool, and I think I've talked about this briefly before, about like what really got me into skate. This is another thing that got me of like in choosing your Pokemon between the Charmander, Bulbasaur, and fucking Squirtle, like choosing between BMX, rollerblades, and skateboarding, like which one I really committed to, because that's sort of how it felt in the cul-de-sacs and inner cities of America around that time. I know that sounds silly, but if you were there, I feel like you understand what I'm talking about. The reason that I picked skateboarding was because the year that I got into watching X Games and like those type of activities is a rollerblader did the first double backflip, and it was these two Asian brothers, and I know someone in here will probably be like, yeah, this is their names, but there's two brothers, and one of them did the first double backflip, and they did it on vert. And then the following year, I don't think it was Dave Mirra. I don't really remember who it was. It wasn't Corey Nastasia or anything. It was, who was it? And maybe it's the guy who got paralyzed, Stephen Murray, was that his name? A BMXer did the first double backflip. And then I got it in my head that I was like, I'm going to be the first skateboarder to do a double backflip because it's the one that hasn't been done. And I got like really into skateboarding. But what's like funny about it is like, you know what your first year of skateboarding is like. Like, you're just learning how to ride the thing. And, there's no YouTube, there's no tutorials. I'm just like, I don't know what trick names are. Every trick I do, I think I invent it. Like, some kid did a half cab in our neighborhood, and we were like, yeah, it's a 180, but he did it backwards. He invented that. Or, like, we would do board slides, and we would over-rotate the slide, and we were like, that's an X slide. Like, we were, like, so set that we were inventing things that we didn't know. And, it wasn't until someone sat me down and showed me Misled Youth and the Birdhouse video that I was like, oh. Because, I thought all the characters in Tony Hawk Pro Skater were made up. And you couldn't really tell what the hell those flip tricks were in the first Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. I forget where I saw it. It might have been a Rad Rats video, actually, where he goes into detail about how they just like completely fucked up the hard flip. Like the way that they make it flip, like they kind of make it do a Muska flip, but it kind of flips kind of slightly more inward. And I don't know who was rendering those, but crazy. Yes, R.I.P. Dave Mira. And I want to say, who did I say? Stephen Murray, is that the one who's paralyzed now? If you get a chance, check him out on Instagram, because he's still like he's still doing stuff. And it's if you guys don't know, I was there when it happened, by the way. I saw this live. I saw, if it is Stephen Murray who was paralyzed, I could be wrong. But it was in Baltimore, and I actually skated that detour. And I watched from this, so the way it was set up was there were stands facing this way for, I don't remember what it was facing this way for, but I was on those stands, and I looked over the back of the stands, and I was sort of catching the BMX thing, and I saw him loop out and fall, and all the people gather around him. And evidently there's actually footage of it floating around the actual slam, but he like broke his neck or his back. Really crazy. And but he's like paralyzed, and he's like in a wheelchair, but he can like, I forget what he recently got the ability to move something, and I forget what it was. It might be a chin that he started getting like more control over. Something else that helps him communicate a lot better. But I think he can talk, I think. Or maybe it's been a while since I looked at his Instagram account, but I don't know if it was on one of the brothers like 12 or 13 years older than me. Healthy skater STD. Willie Santos trick tips was first. So his is before the Tony Hawk one, right? I saw the Tony Hawk one. I could already kickflip when I finally saw it, and then a lot of the other stuff like grinds and stuff like that. I couldn't even comprehend what a feeble grind was, so it didn't really help me. I learned grinds kind of late. I would just ollie everything, and I would board slide everything. Like, I got sponsored by my first skate shop because I board slid a 13 stair, and I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I could not Smith grind. I definitely couldn't Smith grind a flat bar. I might have been able to crook or grind. I couldn't do any flip tricks that were switch. I would ollie everything, and I would board slide everything. I was the opposite of like the kind of skater that I am now. Like now I feel like I have a lot of board control, and I'm too scared to do it. It's like, yeah, you have the looks, but what have you done with it kind of thing? Not that I look good on a skateboard, but you get where I'm going. Like I have the board control, but I don't do anything cool with it because I'm just scared of everything. I used to be like, I want to jump down the biggest thing. I was like kind of thrill-seeky, and then I broke my femur, and then I sacked my board so bad that I split from my butthole my ball sack, and then that was that. Willie Santos has a YouTube channel too. I ran into Willie 5 days ago. He was at Vans, and we were chatting up because he's a skate coach for the Philippines, and we have this girl on Pal Peralta that we're flowing right now. Dude, she's like 10. I don't know if you guys watched it. She's actually in the video that I posted today. She's doing like ollie feeble grinds on like 12-foot transition and like hand plants and full cabs, and dude, she's stupid good. And then I was at Vans, and she was doing like kickflip indies over there. But anyways, I'm getting off track of, this is what I do. Like I usually end up just chatting with you guys. That's what these live streams are really for. This is just a way for me to talk to you people. Oh, thank you for saying that I look good on a board. I don't feel good on a board. Like, that's not true. I feel good on doing a lot of tricks. Whenever I'm learning something new, man, it's insane on how I can tell how out of control my arms are. If I've just spent like time and tried to put effort into controlling my arms, I really think I could. Because I used to skate with closed fists, and then I unlearned that. But to me, it would just feel unauthentic. Even though when I see other people fix their styles, when they try to make it look a little bit smoother, I think it's sick. I don't allow myself that grace for some reason. Yeah, she is sick. She crushes the bowls. And she has like a brother and then an older sister, and both of them are ridiculous. Her brother was doing like, what trick was he doing? He was doing some fuck shit. I don't know if he's older or younger than her, but he was also insanely good. You don't like heights anymore? Yeah, I've never liked heights. Like flying scares the shit out of me. Oh yeah. So anyways, camaraderie. It felt like all the things were like very kind of supportive of each other. Then I got into skateboarding, and then I realized, oh no, we're skateboarders, and we have all these homophobic slangs for everything that is not a skateboard. And yeah, I remember going to the skate park and coming from rollerblading, being like, like watching rollerbladers do grinds and stuff like that, and like thinking like, oh, that's cool, and then like my friends were like, that's so fucking lame. I was like, I don't know. Like, I think there's this idea that because it's easier to do the baseline stuff, it's easy to take respect off of it. But the trade-off is rollerbladers were like dying trying the tricks that they were doing because since they're like attached to it, they're like jumping like 30 stairs instead of like 15, and like your legs can only take so much. There's a show called Blue Torch that like showed this one guy slam so hard he like lost his sense of smell. Like his head hit the ground. It like, you know, sometimes your head will hit hard and it'll be like boom boom. Here's one boom 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 boom. His head hit like 4 times. It was ridiculous. The best is when someone locks into a trick, does a karate kung fu thing with their arms and holds. So you're either taking a real hard shot at Kenny Reed, which I think is hilarious. One, because I like Kenny Reed, but he was like he is the godfather of careful hands. And if you don't know who Kenny Reed is, look up Kenny Reed's part in 7 Year Glitch. It's a New Deal video. And I do want to watch some classic skate videos on some of these streams sometime soon, but he's very much like there's this one. Okay, here's where it gets like egregious. He naturally does do some stuff with his hands, but there's a clip in particular where he does this like really long nose slide down a hubba, and like, I'm sorry, when you're in a nose slide down a mellow hubba, it was tall to get on, but it was like once it's like a mellow slide and you're in, you're fine. Like you're not fighting to balance. You're definitely not like puppeteering, like shadow puppeting on the stairs or something like that. But he's like, I don't know, it was pretty wild. But that being said, I adore Kenny Reed. I started trying to run out of bails like you. Oh God, it actually helps you from not slamming as much. So I'm going the opposite way as you, OJ Skateboard Steve. I'm like tucking rolling off of curves now. I just keep getting hurt on dumb stuff, and I'm rather like, well, if I run out of it and I step wrong, I'm bummed. But if I tuck and roll, I'll just be sore, and sore is easy to do. Did you see the rollerblader try the leap of faith? Yeah, and he breaks his leg or his arm? He breaks something, and it's gross. That footage is awful. But here we go. Let me shrink me. Here's what we're going to do. Because this one, last time I had this whole, like, curated, like, we're going to watch all this Bob Burnquist stuff. I'm going to pull up as much Bob Burnquist paraphernalia as I possibly can, and we're just going to review. This one, I just Googled, like, X Games highlight reels. And I was just like, I have a couple things to say. And I said some of them, and then we'll watch this, and then we'll say some more. 30-year-old skateboarders be like, ouch. Yeah, constantly. So it's pretty skate heavy. Like, I don't know. I feel like going to a X Games event, I'm assuming that motocross has the biggest crowd around it, because I don't know if you've ever had a chance to see that in person, but it does not look real. Like, it's like, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon or anything, like any major large structure, and it looks fake? Like, that's what it's like to watch motocross. Like, when they're in the air so long, it looks like gravity is just on easy mode for them or something like that. But then, you know, they die when they bail and stuff like that. In fact, that's what keeps hurting Steve Caballero. Steve Caballero's been hurt like 5 times in the past 5 years, and none of them were skateboarding. He's just like jumping big shit on a motocross thing. Let's see. Yeah, do the moat. Oh, at Tampa? Dude, I didn't almost get enough. I got really pissed at someone the year I went about the moat, because someone threw some razor blades in there. And it was like this. I mean, I was younger, so I didn't really do much about it. But someone was like, this dude threw razor blades in the thing. And then he was like, no, it wasn't me. It was this guy. And then they were like laughing about it. And I was like, I know it's one of you two people. And both you people fucking suck, and that was the end of it. But someone should have socked them in the face. No one got hurt. I did. I told them about it. I was like, hey, someone threw razor blades in there, and I don't know if anyone went in and did anything about it. But yeah, if you go there, if you go to Tampa, and you want to win a free board, this is just a specific for everyone in this chat, and you want a free board, don't do that. Come up to me and be like, hey, remember when you said that shit in your stream? And the first person to do that, I'll just give you a board. I'll bring an extra board for that, because that moat is disgusting. I get it. It's tradition. People like piss and shit in that thing year round to make it as gross as possible. Like, local kids out there are wild. Because, I mean, no shade on Tampa, but there's not a ton of stuff to do for the youth out there besides go to Skate Park of Tampa. And being that I was like a little brat shithead once in my life, I'd probably, if I grew up there, I'd be like, I'm gonna poop in this lake. Would you go flow for a fingerboard company? I'd have to be good at it. Should I pull out some fingerboard skills real quick? Here we go. We're gonna do a quick demo. I'm really bad at fingerboarding. All right, here we go. The only trick I can do. Okay, so. Oh wait, what'd I do? Did I mess it up? Are we still there? Hold on. I don't know if we're still there. It says standby mode. I think I knocked something loose. Wow, I want to do this fingerboard demo. Well, I don't know if you can see, but I'm killing it right now. If you can only hear me, I'm doing so many cool tricks. Oh man, look at me go. Let me see. Why is it doing that? That's weird. Let me see if I can. Did that do anything? It's really fickle. Like all these outlets and stuff like that are. Oh. Okay. Cross shot. Oh shit. Dude, don't look at these pants, dude. Okay, here we go. Quick fingerboard demo, and then we'll get back to X Games. People like to go live and skate. Like, this is my version of, like, Jason Park. Jason Park, like, goes live and does tricks. I'm gonna crotch shot, evidently. Don't look at that. All right, ready? The controversial trick that, what's that dude's name? Who rides for Karyuma? It's Sean, some shit. We don't need the ball, the ball house cam. Dude, yes we do, dude. Talk about dark entries. All right, here we go. Helly does the half shove and then flips it over and calls it like a half impossible thing. All right, first tee, maybe. Shut up. Hold on. Oh, yeah, this is a Spencer Newsy pro model, by the way. Okay, here we go. Come on now. Give me a break, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, I probably would take flow. The only fingerboarders that I know that really get down, Bev Up's good. Spencer's good. I Eat Fingerboards, I think is their name, and then Tiger Lily. But it's like a, spelled out like T dot. It's just spelled all the way out. They actually recreated my hippie jump railie thing on the 2 rails that I posted on Instagram. That like got a lot of fucking views. That shit was. It's low key annoying when something gets an obscene amount of views because it clogs your feed. Well, at least it used to be. I learned this time around that you can just change it to only seeing people who you follow and what they're saying. But it was fucking annoying. Who said the ball house joke, though? Where are you? Because you... Okay. The Godfather, if I could give you a super thanks, I would. Because that was pretty solid. I'm 48 and still skate hard. Hell yeah. OG Skateboard Steve. Do you have a YouTube account? Why does that sound familiar? I feel like I've seen something you do. Shout out to Spencer. Yeah, Fakey Will. You know what's up, dude. 50 and still slamming the cold, hard ground. Where you living? To be slamming on this cold hard ground. Let me see what's going on in here.
A YouTube account?
Shut up, Dan.
Why does it sound familiar?
Got 180 in here? I'll take that. Met the owner of Black River in Germany. Dude's got a home park that nobody visits. Yeah, he has that bowl that has that crazy ground in it. I need to get out there. I really want to go out to the Black River setup. Did you watch Devin's Mob first? No, I didn't. Devin rides for Mob, doesn't he? I need to get my hands on some of that black gold. Oh yeah, let me get me out of the way, dude. What was I saying? I was saying I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna watch some highlight reels. That's what I said. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think Bev Up did a video at that guy's private ramp. Okay, so the highlight reels seems to be Tony Hawk. So this is 2021. So that's, yeah, this is like 2000, yeah, the thing is 2021, top 10 X Games moment. So this is during COVID, right? Do I got my ear screwed up? Need a variable hand plant. Bob Burnquist would have figgy 5 figgy flipped that like 20 years ago. I mean, I get it. He's like a legend. You know, that's why he gets the thing. The quarter pipe stuff. What does a bail look like? Do you just break your legs? Also, that drone is annoying. I hate drones. Like, I think it would be really fun to have a drone and to have a camera and be able to like watch it on my phone and fly it around. But the act of seeing other people fly drones is, I imagine, how people feel about skateboarders, like, on the sidewalk. Like, it's like, oh, you don't really belong here. But if, like, you're not bothering anyone, I guess it's okay. And sometimes they'll push it. Drones are the skateboarders of the skate park, as in skaters are to street, I think. Because drones are really fucking annoying. And they always, like, just the sound of it, dude. The same thing that bothers people about skateboarding, like the sound and the clicking on the sidewalk and people get scared. I have the same experience with drones. Like, I hear this, I'm afraid it's going to chop my eyes out. Sky Brown's still skating. She's like a pro surfer too or something, right? Or a pro wakeboard. She's pro at something else. And then she had that company that, was that double? No, it was 1.5. She has that company that lasted a couple seconds. Is Ruby in this crowd? No. This is the coolest trick ever. Hear me out. Tail block, late flip. Not late flip, but like you grab nose, tail block. I've talked about this actually in a video. I tried to figure it out on a quarter pipe, like do a tail block stall on a quarter pipe front side, and then I kind of like yank and then try to like donkey kick flip, and it just flips super mob. I'll spend a day and try to figure it out, but that'll just be like a randomly in a video. I don't really like title my videos after like tricks that I like do anymore because they're just like so niche and stupid and abstract. It's like kind of better just be like skate session with Gleebity Glah. Dude, that's so fucked. So actually this clip pisses me off. You know what used to be right here? You know what used to be that rail that he just grinded? It used to be a thigh high, so slightly above knee, down, across, and down mellow kink rail that was the perfect dimensions to play on. And it is also the only kink rail that was in Southern California, minus one other skate park, that it's just awful dimensions. The round up sucks. You can get broke off on it. And they replaced it. They took that rail out and put in just another down rail, as if there's not 100 down rails all over this park. I get it. This one has a little bit of a bump to it and it's long. Who cares? It's the same thing. Put the kink rail back, please. If California skate parks, private, whatever this place is called, watches this, which obviously they totally are, put the kink rail back. It was cool. And like imagine how much cooler your contest would be when you have like people doing front crooks through the kinks and stuff like that. Stuff's exciting to see. I literally went to Woodward East for the sole purpose to skate that kink rail, and I did the frontside hurricane on it, which was like my dream trick that I wanted to do on it. And I did it the first day I was there, and that is actually why I had the best time ever at Woodward, because I got like my goal done right away. And it's not very often that I have goals, especially before like actually like see a place. First double cork 1440 in a women's contest. Oh, so skiing still in X Games. Okay. That's just wild, man. Just to have that much like awareness of where you're spinning and flipping. Yeah, skiing's definitely fucking psycho. Never been skiing though, so maybe it's not. This course was sick. Did he even... That was crazy. He was so not far above coping. Hold on. Dude. He's like 1/2 of Matthew's air on that thing. And he spun 1260. And it's the first one done in a street contest. He even went to flat like Matthew. I feel like Matthew could 900 in a mini ramp. And I'm saying that jokingly, but like kind of not jokingly. Like if Dalton Duran, I think that's his name, and Matthew had a love child, 900's in 4 foot. I'm curious to know what the number one thing's going to be. I think it's going to be a street skateboarding thing. He didn't go upside down that much for that. Oh, she didn't go upside down that much for that. Wait, what am I watching? I thought that was a different trick. Are they in this twice? Or maybe they're just celebrating the fact that maybe they won gold in 2 different events or something. Wait, why are they... That was gross. That was the equivalent of a wheelie grind. I'm sorry. That whatever this flip is, it's a half turn late flip. So I don't know if you know this. I mean, I just learned this from all the Moxie roller skate girls. But if you do a backflip 180, it's different than if you like start to turn the 180 and then do a late front flip. And to the untrained eye, it might look similar, but then when you do them, you get a feel for it. It's like the difference between heel flip and kick flip. I learned it on a trampoline, so I didn't actually learn it, but you know what I'm saying. I felt what those flips feel like. Shout out Ivy. First 1080 in a skateboard vert contest. He does a 1080 in his run. I hate that. I hate that he did a 1080 in his run. Or was that just during best trick? That had to have been just... He's barely above the coping, too. Maybe I'm just, like, jaded because of Mega Ramp. Do you think they're not doing Mega Ramp stuff in the X Games because they couldn't afford it anymore? Because there's not enough, like, viewers to, like, support that? Also, I think I met this kid. I think this kid was actually in one of my YouTube videos at Poods not long ago. It might be a different kid, though. I just remember being told that the kid that I was filming, who was, like, out with the people who I was with, they're like, oh, yeah, that kid did a... Maybe he did a 1080 or maybe did a fakie 9. I don't know. He did something. I don't know. What do we think of that, chat? Let me, where'd you guys go? There you are. Waiting to see where Mitchie Brusco places on here. Yeah, he wasn't even any of that. Dude. Yeah, 1080 in Tony's face. Yeah, he just, like, it's funny. Just getting to a fakie, too. Hey, Jumbler. Yeah, Mickey Brusco's fucking so sick. That dude's so gnarly. Unfortunately, the city park absorbed our skate shop and then took them out of business, shutting down. Oh, yeah. So one of the things that I did want to say about X Games and their, like, big change, and I don't know if you... I mean, I don't know why anyone in this chat would be aware of it, because I don't think there's many people who are paying attention to X Games as a whole. Like, everyone's just kind of... Oh, hello. You're in my chat. What are you doing in my chat? I thought you were skating today in San Diego. But what I was going to say was... Where was I? Oh, yeah. X Games got sold or bought from ESPN to some other company. So now I think they're kind of treating it like a media company. And it's sort of like they're using a lot of Gary Rogers. I don't know if it's just for the skateboarding or not. Because, like, you know, he's like a charismatic, that word that I'm not going to say correctly, so I give up. Charismatic, nailed it. Like, speaker, and I think that he's, like, pretty engaging. I mean, it's pretty wild that he's been doing Skate Line for as long as he's been doing it, and it still gets, like, decent views. But anyways, I feel like they're using a lot of him. And then when I went to the website, which we can do, actually, maybe that's what we're going to do right now. It's very, like... social network-esque. Like, it's not... Like, it obviously doesn't feel like a channel. And they're, like, doing stuff like this. So the Skate Shop Showdown. Shout out View Skate Shop. I don't know if actually you can vote in this thing. I think it's a voting thing. Let me see. But Skate Shop that I used to ride for is in it. And they're still in it. Let me see how this works. I think they're still in it. What's going on? Why can't I go over there? I want to look at the people over here. Why? I want to vote. Oh, Pharmacy's in it, too. And that's right down the street from me. We like Pharmacy, too. Oh, 303. It's Devin's Skate Shop. I just met those guys in Arizona. They're pretty nice fellas. Yeah, so View Skate Shop's about to go against NJ Skate Shop. Ooh, I do like NJ Skate Shop, though. It's kind of a legacy shop. NJ Skate Shop's just been holding it down for the East Coast for a really long time. Orchid was good, too, though. That's like upstate New York, I think. Really cool guys. I met those guys years and years ago. They're absolute sweethearts. And then Nocturnal, of course, that was Kerry Get's shop. I don't think it is anymore. I think he sold it to the other guy. But yeah, it'd be cool if View won this. I don't think they're going to beat NJ, though. NJ has a huge following, and I think we're supposed to watch their videos and judge accordingly. But should we watch their videos? I don't know how to watch the videos. Previous matchups? Wow. So I can't even watch it? Wait, here we go. View. Let's watch it. That's Miles Willard. So a bunch of my buddies are going to be in this one. So this actually will be fun. I haven't seen this yet. That spot that he just did, the blunt back disaster, is the Social Security building. And it is, in fact, a very steep but pretty perfect granite quarter pipe just in the middle of the city. And if you've ever been to Baltimore, there is a very small amount of spots, yet there happens to be one of the coolest quarter pipe spots ever. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, you see that? It's steep. You scrape on the way up and the way down, but it's cool. Spencer Brown. I need to do a video with Spencer or something like that. I don't know if he'd be down or whatever. I mean, we're buddies and everything. I don't know how he feels about being in a YouTube video. But Spencer Brown has an obscene amount of board control, and he's done a ridiculous amount of NBDs that no one's really talked about because he hasn't had enough spotlight shined on him. I think he gets bored from Thank You now. I could be wrong. Oh, I should get him to do my dream trick. The figure frontside flip, nose spin on ollie backside flip. Zach could probably do it too, though. It doesn't matter if it's me who does my dream trick. I just want to see my dream trick get done. Who's that? Is that Rob Esberg? Who is that? Who are you? I couldn't tell who that is. I think that was Tyler Thomas. If you don't know who Tyler Thomas is, which you might not unless you're from Baltimore, if you know who Miles Willard is, who's pro for Toy Machine, those two kids kind of grew up neck and neck. My opinion, Tyler was always like the better of the two, but he's like big boy like job guy now, and he's like his dad has like this construction company. I don't remember much about it, but dude, Tyler is still incredibly gifted at skating. But like when he was a pup, I think he just like enjoyed skating for fun so much that he never took it too serious. But if he had wanted to, I think everyone in Baltimore sort of agreed like he could just have a career in skateboarding. He was doing. I have a clip of him on a little HD tape somewhere, or not HD or whatever, the mini DV tape of him doing a Smith kickflip on a rail. When I swear to God, he's like 9. Like he had such good board control. That was a cool spot. I'm excited to skate some spots when I get back to Baltimore. That's Miles Willard. He's the best skater who ever came out of Baltimore, in my opinion. So sick. He just has such a good flowy style. Like there's dudes who I feel like I should know their names. Oh, is that Dante? Is that Dante? Yeah, that's Dante. Dante's, I think, hurt. He got really hurt a while ago. I don't know if he's back on his board yet or not. I don't know how new that footage is, but that knowledge is really sick. Shout out Dante. Good guy. Where's that spot? Dude, it's just straight crust, man. That dude's sick too. Jason Bundy. Is that Lung Dart? Is that Zach Dykes? No, that's Gary Smith. Sort of similar style. I never really noticed it. I don't know if Zach Dykes, he rides for Scumcone's son. I don't know if he actually rides for View or not. But this is Sean Powderly. So this dude, let me tell you a little bit of history about Sean Powderly right here. Hurt his knee, and he like blew his knee out to some way to where he couldn't put pressure on it. So he used to be like, he'd skate everything. Well, he blew his knee out so bad that he can't ollie, but he can still nollie. So he will still to this, I'm sure in this thing, he'll do some sort of like nollie flip trick into a handrail. He can't board slide a handrail. He can't 50-50 a handrail. I remember being at Laurel, and he was like joking around trying to 50-50 the flat bar, and he like couldn't get up onto it unless he like little kid tic-tacked onto it. Like it was insane. Yet with that disability, he was already so good at skating like nollie and switch that his trick list had to get more specific. Also, for whatever reason, front big spin board slide still work for him, I guess because it's kind of pressury. And then he does like a lot of transition stuff. But I remember when he got his knee injury, he was like really starting to like get better. And I remember getting like a little secondhand, not depressed, but just being like, fuck, dude. Like it made me, I selfishly just put myself in those shoes. Like, oh my God, imagine if I couldn't ollie, which actually would have worked out because now I barely ollie. I just do a bunch of slappy tricks because that's my gimmick. But yeah, I remember being pretty bummed for him. That was sick. But yeah, I don't know how his knee injury works, like how he takes impact and stuff. But yeah, there he is nollying into stuff. Did you land on rubber on that thing? That thing looked awful. Nollie. Watch, I just look like a liar. He just fucking straight up like fucking ollies up like a 7 stair in this. Nollie, yeah. Yeah, he's always been good at nollie heels. And then this was his best friend growing up, Tony Massey, who is like one of the most balls to the wall. Talk about, he caught up. Young Tony Massey's eyes were way above his ability, and he would just land shit. I remember being at this rail called the Westminster Church 8-stair rail, and I had just back 50-50 and backflipped it, and I wanted to backsmith it, and I had to go back for the backsmith because Tony showed up with his crew randomly and started trying, I want to say he was trying shove lip or maybe big spin front board. All I know is it looked like he's never ridden a skateboard before. fully committed to every single one, to where it was like one try he would like kind of come close to the trick, and the next one he get tangled up in the rail and just somehow survive. And he just managed to not die long enough to now he's like really good at skating. Like he put out a part, I think it was one of Alan Dan's videos, where he just absolutely destroys everything. He can get tech and everything. Like he's like a good skater now. And I feel like a lot of skaters who start off with that just hucking it mentality don't make it too far. So he got the golden ticket there, because I'm sure he's gonna do some sick shit in this, like 270 lip, knobbed handrail, nose blunt, a big rail. Yeah, he's sick. Oh, someone skated that rail? Who was that? We've looked at this rail forever. It's right downtown Baltimore. It's right next to what used to be the Pavilion Gap. I want to say that I think we took Katie in there one time and we tried to ollie over the handrail. That rail's like it's that skinny. Like you do not want to do board side tricks on it. Your wheels can absolutely go under. We always expected someone to 50-50 it. That lip slide's insane. Christian Miller was in there? What? I didn't even notice. Who's Christian Miller? Is this in trick order? Yeah, Nick, Tyler Thomas, Christian Miller. Oh, the front blunt was Christian Miller. That makes sense. Christian Miller is the first skater I ever saw. So you know I did the board side 50-50s? He used to do lip slide 50-50s on rails without deck rails. Like, I mean, I learned board side to 50-50s without deck rails first, but he did it like, I don't know, 7 years before I ever figured him out. Like, Christian Miller's constantly been ahead of the curve, but once again, I think he rides for actually Weekend? No. He rides for Crooked? No. He just got fully on something. He's about to drop a part. God damn it, why can't I think about board sponsor? I'm gonna look it up. Because I know that he's like sitting on a part and people are stoked on it. He does some fuck shit at Freedom Plaza. If you've ever seen Freedom Plaza edits, he's probably in them. Christian. Cool. I don't know who his sports sponsor is. I don't know. Go look up Christian Miller's sports sponsor. Whatever it is, it's cool, and he's cool. Should we look at the other skate shops? Oh, where'd my chat go? I just realized I didn't have chat pulled up. Spencer could never. You went skateboarding, your wiener fell off? That sucks. How lucky was landing not to hit any kids at that pump track? The kid he flew in front of and landed must have shit his pants. Dude, that pump track was so fun. We did, like, stop because it was, like... It's one of those things where in the same way that I'm like, hey, there's a lot of skateboarders here. Maybe don't have your kids at the skate park. Like, it's just dangerous for them. Riding that pump track was just the reverse of that. Like, okay, there's an abundance of kids here. They're all here getting it, having a great time. We got a couple laps in. But it started getting to the point where when they were getting warmed up and wanted to start doing tricks, we all kind of felt like we're kind of putting other people in danger if we're going to actually try tricks. And it was, you can't reel in 30 kids' good time because we want to film some fucking YouTube video. But I do want to go back to that pump track with pretty much the same crew, with the exception of like adding 1 or 2 people, and see what can actually be done there. Plus, I want to skate it because when I went there, I just dorked around. I filmed the video there when they first built it. But yeah, I feel like I could just point to like different points in the skate park on a map and he could just gap from one to the other. Yeah, all the kids in the neighborhood were there. Yeah, because it was like a big race that was going on there. Wait, am I fucking up? Is it not? Am I fucking up his name? Is it not? Yeah, I'm not fucking up his name. Yeah, Skate Metal. Thank you. Christian Miller's about to drop a part for Skate Metal. And he rides adventure trucks. And he does stuff like... am I going to show you fucking his Instagrams? It's so fucking dumb. He would hate if I did this. He would hate to know that he was in one of my YouTube streams. But this is a switch varial flip nose slide. Let's let that play again. Switch varial flip nose slide. If you've ever been to that ledge, it is not low. Very difficult to skate. Don't wax it or someone will sock you in the face. Matthew destroyed that pump check. Wait, what up from Melbourne, Australia? Listen to 45 Grave. That rail looks terrifying. Does. East Coast boys can skate anything. I mean, you're not wrong. Dan, go sesh with the Gons. I've skated with Mark and Doss in a sort of... I mean, we skated the same parking lot one time. It was kind of cool. I got 3 kids, and those are my thoughts as well. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that was the consensus for... I'm surprised the audience, like, the comments weren't, like, a little bit like, hey, that's, like, they're just there having a good time. And I do talk about in the video how, like, not envious, but, like, how sick it was. Like, those kids were just, like, living their best lives. Anyways, back to the X Games, because I haven't been talking about this at all. Yeah, they have... Here's another beef that I have with X Games. They keep doing all their contests in California. And I think, personally, California has so much stuff going on. It has so many events going on. It has so many concerts, and it has so many... I mean, skateboard contests are here year-round. We got all the big skate parks. Put the contest in random states, because that'll bring more people of that area into, whether it's skateboarding or motocross or whatever. It's going to be like monkey see, monkey do. And there's going to be kids that are going to be there and get inspired and, like, get into these things. Now, I understand that probably X Games' end goal isn't to make these sports bigger. It's so they can make a profit and have a lot of people show up. Because I'm sure it's way easier to sell out a stadium in California, even though it's more expensive to get a stadium in California, or a big space, than it would be in, let's say, Mississippi. So maybe not Mississippi. But, like, dude, like, Dutour did, like, Baltimore and stuff like that. And they did, like, Ohio and, like, Orlando, Florida and stuff like that. Like, I think X Games should also do more of that stuff. Like, you know... I mean, I guess they're not doing a lot of stops, but if you're only doing like 1 or 2 stops a year, maybe put it in the middle of the country. I think that'd be way cooler. Even in California, they can't get a good crowd. Yeah, good point. Maybe they would get a bigger crowd outside of California, because if you live in California, you have to choose between going to X Games or going to, what's that big concert? What is it called? I give up. People do a bunch of drugs there. I don't know. Coachella? Yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff. Checking in from Glen Burnie. Dude, Nicholas. You know what's up, dude. Glen 10 still going strong, I'm sure. Yeah, definitely not Mississippi. Though, what is it called? The something pond? The duck pond? The Pigeon Bowl. I think that's what it's called. That is a really fun skate park. Shout out Steady Eddie. If you know, you know. That guy ruled. He let us stay at his house, and he was super rad. What up, Texas? Burning Man. Yeah, Burning Man's another one. Is that in California, though? I don't know. I just feel like California has so many different things going on. Like, I just went to a show, what was that band called? Parenthetical Girl or something like that. But the singer has another band, and it's called Popular Music, which is a terrible name for a band, by the way, because when you try to look up their songs, no matter what site you look it up on, it just shows you popular music playlists, so it's really hard to look them up. But anyways, we went and saw those, and it was an awesome show. But then they were playing the other night, the following night, and the following night looked like also a really good show. And then I was like, oh, I wonder what other shows are going on, because my friend left, and then I just like looked up other shows in the air. I was like, every band ever is playing in California the next month. There's just so much stuff going on here all the time. Indianapolis would be perfect. I feel like Indianapolis is a really good spot, and I feel like they do get some, maybe not X Game events, but they've definitely gotten some stuff. Des Moines, Iowa did either do tour or X Games. Yeah, they did do tour. Welcome to X Games Westminster 2025. Like Westminster, Maryland? Dude, can you imagine if they do it at Westminster, Maryland skate park? Oh my god, dude. That would be the best contest ever. What would would everyone just skate the bump over rail? And that would be like the high impact? What are your top 5 bands besides Matchbox 20, obviously? Dude, hold on. Why can't I think of his name? Sing of Matchbox 20. I joke about his name all the time. Rob Thomas. Whenever I say someone got robbed, I always say they got Rob Thomas. Yeah, not a Matchbox 20 fan. Though, if we're talking about 90s bands, guilty pleasure, that's not actually that guilty. I like openly admit that I like them. I think Counting Crows is kind of sick. I think Adam Duritz has some solid lyrics. But top 5 bands, I mean, for me, it's if we're going to go with the classics that I always kind of stick to, it's always like kind of like Modest Mouse, I like anything Conor Burst is a part of. Maybe Wolf Parade, the Shins, and well, I don't know. What would my thing say? I always space on this because like when you try to name multiple bands, it's kind of a. I've been really in the magnetic fields lately, but that's because I literally just saw them. I don't know. What have I been? Oh, I mean, I'll give a different list for like shit that I listen to now though. Because my top bands right now are pretty different than my top bands over time. Maybe Mountain Goats. They just have like such a huge archive of music. You can get a little bit of everything. But lately, oh no, Bell and Sebastian. I'll throw Bell and Sebastian over. Yeah. But right now, it's been a lot of, was it Waxahachie, whatever that band's called. What are my top bands? Pat the Bunny. Listening to a bunch of Pat the Bunny. Songs OSA, or however you say it, OSIA. Songs ... OSIA. It's the Magnolia Electric Company's other singer's other band. They're really sick. What else have I been listening to? Yeah, Magnetic Fields, ton of that. What else? I've been listening to a lot of like random like 90s music that I didn't like in the past, but now like I'm like, oh, this is kind of sick. Oh, Cast-A-Tone for the Painfully Alone. That's actually probably my overall top 5. I love Cast-A-Tone for the Painfully Alone. Yeah, Modest Mouse is incredible. It's just like a all-around super... like if you... No matter what type of indie rock you're into, they have an album for you. Because like it's kind of like Lonesome Crowd at West is their kind of like rock album. Like it's not like a classic rock album, but you could tell that they were kind of going... It was like a little alternative rock, but it was like... It was still pretty, just like kind of classic. And then like their really weird album is Moon Antarctica, which is my favorite one. Sad Sappy Sucker is like a bunch of like college and high school demos, so that one gets really weird. That one's sick. Yeah, they got something. Their slow album is kind of Building Nothing Out of Something. Their pop album is Good News for People Who Love Bad News, and their shitty album is everything that came after that. Not that it's all terrible, but I'm not a huge fan of all their newer stuff. The only band I've ever heard in that list was Modest Mouse because of you talking about them. Yeah, the Shins. So this is all like late 90s indie music. So when you look at bands like Built to Spill and the Pixies and Pavement, those bands, generation under them that they influenced is very much like the Shins and Modest Mouse. Like those are kind of who took the reins to the next group of people, or at least the way that I look at it. Or like Dinosaur Jr. Like I feel like that's kind of, in a weird way, who took over. Randomly, Elliott Smith, which... super unpopular opinion, and I probably shouldn't even say it. I'm not huge on Elliott Smith. Yeah, there's like 10 tracks that are absolute bops, really great songs. I am not sold on Elliott Smith. I think a lot of his hype comes from just like how insane his story was. But he absolutely loved Modest Mouse. You just named just about every band my girl listens to regularly. No, I listen to music like a sad white girl. Like, absolutely. She even met Conor Burst a couple times. I'm sorry to hear that. I hear that dude sucks. I've seen him a couple times, and he is absolutely a megalomaniac. And I adore his music. I think his lyrics are great. That dude seems like a shitty dude. Dinosaur Jr. is cool. What song has the most meaning to you? I mean, it depends on the mood. Like, the song Death is Real by Mount Erie makes me cry 95% of the time. Mogwai's Two Wrongs Make One Right. It's an instrumental, and it makes me sob, and it has a lot of emotional connections. Like, what is that song? The fucking Diamond in the Tether by, like, Death Cab for Cutie. Like, very, very important song in the time of my life that I first heard that song, because it really spoke to how I felt in my life. New Modest Mouse is good, just not as memorable. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like... You got to think when you're a band, you're constantly competing with your old stuff, so it makes you want to try new stuff and switch it up. I'm sure they got kind of bored making the same sound. I'm just such a sucker for Eric Judy and the way he played. And, like, him leaving the band, I think, really did change their sound, and they really leaned into it, which is great for the band. But, yeah. I was still in grunge mode at that time. I thought everything new was shit. Yeah, see, it's like... I'm dealing with that now. I'm trying to get into new indie music. Like Black Country, New Road or yeah, is that it? Black Country New Road. I do really, really like them, but it took me like some getting used to. It's because it was just new music. Yeah, like stuff like Green Day and NoFX. So I think like you're probably the generation above me, and so my generation rejected a lot of the, I would kind of say pop punk style of music, like the NoFX and like the Pennywise, and I mean Pennywise is even a little bit more newer than that, but that stuff I never really got super into. I don't know if anyone said this, but this format more often. Yeah, it's fun to do this. I like chatting with everyone. You know, it's a good excuse to like respond, because like when it's me responding to comments, it just gets kind of exhausting. And since the only way that this is gonna make money is through super thanks, and like that's fine. I'd rather just like not try to polish a video and try to get a bunch of views just because it's gonna do well, because a video like this isn't fun unless it's live. Because writing, not that I ever write scripts, I always shoot from the hip, but when I have a concept that I want to talk about, I really try to like, at least more so now than before, because I used to really just post whatever. I want to like cross my T's and dot my I's more, and that feels like work. And even though obviously like me running my mouth is a part of my channel, especially over skateboard clips, believe it or not, I'm not a huge fan of doing it, especially in this format. I had someone comment the other day. They said, just imagine how many more views Dan's videos would get if he just shut the fuck up. And like I responded, and I was like, I tried. Like I did. So I run experiments on my channel all the time. And when I don't talk over clips, or if I talk way less in general, because I've done 8 or 9 videos where I talk 0%, the viewer retention of those videos plummets. Because like my go-to number is over 50% of the viewer retention, which means the percentage of the video that the average person watches. And when I don't talk in the videos, it does way worse. And I fully understand that my talking and my jokes that sometimes miss and me saying stupid puns that no one cares about can sometimes kill the video, or at least kill that moment. And there's definitely times where someone does something sick that I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, why was I talking? I kind of ruined that. At the same time, whether it seems likely or not, it seems to be the glue that makes my videos do as consistently decent as they do. That it is what it is. If I could not talk in my videos and just sit there and film, yeah, it would. I don't think it would be any easier or any harder, actually, because the shit that I'm saying is what I would be normally saying. Like if I was sitting in a chair with my friends and someone's skating, that's the conversations that would be going on. Just the camera wouldn't be able to hear it because the filmer would be on the other side of the skate park. The difference now is my friend that I'm having a conversation with, that I'm shooting the shit with, is just, it's you. You're who I'm talking to. And I think of it as like an individual. I don't think like, oh, X amount of people are going to see this. Like I think this is what my conversation would be like with this person. And I hopefully that reflects the experience of you watching the video. Like we are just chit-chatting, watching my friend skate, and then I'll go skate, and then you watch that, and then we talk about it, I guess. Tim O'Connor could never do. Tim O'Connor would crush it at YouTube, or at least maybe younger Tim O'Connor. I don't know if he's just as lippy. I met Tim O'Connor at Woodward, I think 2 years in a row now. He did Mano Mano. He was a sweetheart. I like Tim O'Connor. It was Tim O'Connor and dude, I've been blanking on names so much. You'd think eating healthier would absolutely make my brain sharper, but I'm blowing it right now. Who is the team manager of, like, who's a part of, like, doing Nike and Foundation? Mike Sinclair. Thank God. I'm so glad audience didn't have to chime in. Yes, Mike Sinclair and Tim O'Connor and Vern, and like all these guys are, shit talkers. They're known shit talkers, but they're so nice. They're so sweet. Like, unless like there's some pop shove at tail grabs going on, those are good guys. Tony Hawk launched out of a quarter pipe into the bay. Oh, that was an old contest. That was during a street contest, was it not? Talking always gets you in trouble with somebody nowadays. Just say what you say and let the chips land where they may. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... In my talking in my video, I try to keep it very much in my video. If I'm talking shit about a trick, almost always I like preface it or end it with, you should be able to do whatever trick you want. I don't like these tricks, and here's why. I also like really terrible tricks. And you also, like, you see in my video, like me being like, for example, I don't like late shoves. I will also do a bunch of dumb tricks and sometimes late shoves in my videos. So, like, I don't want it to, like, negatively affect someone. I want people to understand that it's not that deep. Like, I'm not going to be like, I skateboard and this person skateboards and he does something I don't like. Like, basically you're saying, I don't like the way you play with the same toy as me, which is stupid. You can have opinions on it, but, like, to get, like, seriously upset. And so I also try to keep the shit talking on my friends in the video and the goofing around, because I don't want it going outside of my video and to get some thread under some skateboard that I talk about of, like, someone from my audience being like, you're fucking what, blah, 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 and just, like, quote me to them. That sucks. That's no fun. But if I could, like, want to talk shit against Dale, and I do also try more so now. I didn't do it as much before. Before I was a little bit more ruthless. I try really hard to, because I talk shit on everyone, but I'll just edit it out. Talk about people who I know are going to give me shit back. Because I don't want it to seem so one-sided. Because a lot of times it is like I'm talking shit on everyone and everyone's talking shit back. But a lot of people, even though they're comfortable being in my videos, directly talking in the videos, I think they're worried, like, what if I say a comeback and it doesn't land and Dan puts it in the video and I look like a dumbass? Like, I think that honestly keeps people from, like, being as harsh back. But, like, people like Dale is, like, great. Zach Doling's pretty good. John Bradford's probably the best to, like, shit talk, because he gives it back in such a different energy than I give it to him, and I absolutely have a great time with that. This other day with Chris Jocelyn. Chris Jocelyn's a pretty good shit talker. I like that. Like, I like shooting the shit with those guys. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the last time I filmed a video with Sean Enox. He was fucking roasting me the whole goddamn time. I don't know what that was about, dude. He was saucy in that video. Oh, AJ's great. AJ's insane. Yeah, AJ's nuts. He's definitely, he is such a chaotic, misunderstood energy. Like, because AJ says a lot of stuff that people don't realize how much satire it is, because he's like, I think people think that he's, like, secretly, like crazy or red-pilled or something like that, but, like, he's just a fucking troll. Like, AJ is literally just trolling everyone, and he's like, oh, this gets a reaction? That's what I'm saying. Which is, not the best for YouTube, but, I think he means well. I don't know. Those two kids in the bowl in the last video were insane. Yeah, that girl's fucking super sick. And then I think the other person you're talking about, if it's not our boy Matthew, I imagine you're talking about Kyle. Oh, and Magnus, too. Magnus is a vert skater on the team who he's going to represent Germany in the Olympics. And that kid's, dude, Magnus is so funny. Like, Magnus, I think he's 13 or 12 or 11. He's young. And it's so funny on how... There's a weird thing when you see someone skating good. Like, you can kind of, like, you feel like you can just have, like, conversations with them about whatever, because you can just talk about skating or whatever. But he's such a child. Like, he just wants his goddamn, milk and orange juice. You know what I mean? Like, he's just... I'm assuming after he does, like, a 15-foot transfer, he goes home and watches Yo Gabba Gabba. I don't know if that's what he actually does, but, like, he might. Like, he's such a kid, and it's so fun to be around him. Magnus is like a mini Matthew, dude. Magnus is getting high. You know who's getting real high on ramps, though? Kiko. Kiko's been doing some fuck shit. Yeah, same. The combos my friends have had would probably be jailable in Europe. Yeah, I mean, it's like people saying unhinged stuff, like joking around with their friends. If you don't mean it super hatefully, and if you're not letting other people take it hatefully, sure. But the reason it's probably not a great idea to put it online is because that hate, whether you mean or not, will find an audience, and then you'll have people connect it to you via this, like, not thing that you meant. And I don't, that's why I try to avoid politics. That's why I try to I'll take little jabs at politics. I'll make a Trump joke and a Biden joke and a whatever joke, and I'll make a religious joke or something like that. I'm in this hilarious argument with this. Let me see if you responded. I'm in this super silly argument with this dude about religion right now on Instagram, and it's great. I'm having a blast. What was the last thing that he said to me? He's like, yeah, his paragraphs, like huge paragraphs, arguing about this definition, and it's like I said the same thing over and over again. Like, I'm like, hey, here's the point. And he just keeps going around it. And then just, like, huge tangent about, like, the definition of other words and, like, the origin of words and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, dude, it's still the same thing that I said before, please. Yeah, people are funny. People are so funny. Yeah, it was Magnus I was talking about. I'm bad at remembering names. Same. Oh, Mowgli. Yeah, Mowgli has been coming out with this a good bit, too. Something I know... Is Mowgli about to drop something? I know Mowgli's working on a part. I just talked to Mowgli about something. Mowgli has something exciting going on, but I don't remember what it is. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe it has to be in secret, but yeah. Yeah, Kiko's is the best. Kiko's... I said this to DeVille, and it was really shocking to him, I think, because there's always debate who should be pro next. And I said, if you remove, like, the attention that they're getting, you remove the clout, you remove the marketability, and you just go on how good they look on a skateboard, what they're capable on a skateboard, and how much they are capable of standing out, I think it's John Bradford and then Kiko. I think it's John Bradford, Kiko, and then probably Matthew. And you guys know I'm a huge Zach Doling fan. I mean, I have extreme bias to him, but, like, dude, Kiko is the level that he's progressing at is just insane. Isn't John dropping a video part? He sure as hell is, and he has the most footage out of everyone right now. I think it's him first, Matthew second, as far as having the most footage. And if we don't count Zach's, like, 4 video parts, but he's dropping those for all different projects. But yeah, John's... What did he just get the other day? Oh, yeah, John got some fuck shit the other day. I don't know if you guys saw the video where he grinds that ledge and gaps over that long 4 or 5 block or whatever. He, like, 50-50 gapped. He got a trick on that. That wasn't a 50-50 gap. And it was insane. And he battled it. It was... Dude, the thing's big. Go to that spot. It's not even possible. Landon rules. Landon's one of my favorite people to go out with. Landon is... He doesn't care enough. If Landon quit his job... I mean, he's also older, but I mean, that doesn't matter these days. But if he quit his job and went full in skateboarding, I think he could definitely do something. But I don't think he cares enough. He just likes skating. Yeah, Mowgli's Pal Flow. He's getting flow from Pal. Who is the guy in dreads in today's video? I like his style. He is someone that we are trying out. So, like, every once in a while, and I'm sure if you watch my videos, you notice we have random people coming out with all the time. Just seeing if they click with the team. Seeing if, you know, we want to work with them, glee-bitty-glah. And he was one of the guys who came out with another guy. And yeah, he did rip. I don't know what DeVille's thoughts on what they should do or not do. I can be honest with you guys and tell you that I told DeVille to invite him out again. Because we were at a skate park and that don't mean shit, you know, in the grand scheme of things. Granted, we're fucking Pal Peralta's pretty YouTube heavy. And, thank you so much, Dylan. Really appreciate it. Powell has the best boards, but the worst graphics. Can you pull any strings of Powell to get better graphics? I can go on a whole tangent about this, and I absolutely will. So I'm sure there's some older heads in here, and I think they're going to be able to back up what I say. I don't like Powell Peralta graphics. They have the same dude who's been doing all the artwork for a while. He is a legend in the skateboarding world. People who love his stuff really, really love his stuff. There's a old saying that holds very true, and it's, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Pal Peralta, there are boards, and we see other board sales of other companies. They kill it. Pal Peralta kills it. And to have some sort of shift, who knows how that would stir the pot. Like, the worst case scenario is people are like, oh, Pal Peralta's trying to change. They're trying to, like, switch it up on us and, like, try to be cool. That's lame, because that's one thing Pal Peralta's never tried to do. Pal Peralta's never tried to be cool. It's always been like, George tries to make the best product. They try to put on team riders that they like. Not necessarily even the most marketable people. Just people that they think is sick and that they think deserve sponsorship. And that's it. Pal Peralta, ironically, you could argue that Pal Peralta... because I think people look at Andy Anderson as having gimmicks, but I don't think he does. Andy Anderson's his authentic self. He does exactly what he does. I think Pal Peralta does just put on people who they're just like, this guy should be pro. And it's sometimes a lot of outliers. Like, there's been a lot of people who turned pro or got fully on Pal Peralta that might not have got a chance otherwise. Ben Hatchell's a good example. Ben Hatchell's better than everyone, but the way that he skated in the generation that he was coming up in, I think he would have been easy to overlook. And I don't know if anyone's seen DeVille's video on how he got on PAL, but it literally was Steve Caballero was skating a vert ramp, and then DeVille was in the street section, and DeVille's like, dude, I got this kid that we got to put on. He's insane. And Steve Cab's like, I got this kid that we should put on. He's a vert skater, though, and I know his vert's not doing good, but we need to put him on. And it was the same kid. It was Ben Hatchell. Like, Ben is... There's a lot of talk of ATVs, and the vast majority of ATVs, with few exceptions like Grant Taylor and stuff, usually means you're really good at one thing and you can kind of get down on the other. Ben Hatchell is a pro skateboarder, is a pro vert skater, and he's a pro street skateboarder. And ironically, I feel like the way that he positioned himself and the way that he like skated, he didn't have the right style. And I can't wait for you guys to see some Ben Hatchell, because some Ben Hatchell stuff's happening very soon, and it's insane. I'm so excited. I don't even know if I can talk about it. Ben Hatchell stuff's coming out, though, so that's great. I'm hyped for it. He's also, like, I grew up skating around him, too, so he was always, like, a little kid that would follow us around and try to get us to skate the vert ramp, and we were like, fuck off. And then he just became the best skater ever. I tried Anderson Flight Deck on your recommendation, Dan. It's great board. Not really the best for me, but I'm going to rip it till it's finished. Yeah, the Andy Anderson Flight Deck, I feel like the weirdest curveball for people is, remember when I was supposed to poop? Where'd that go? The wheelbase is longer. It depends on which one you got. I'm assuming you got the Heron 2, which is the one I rode, the twin. That's like sort of footballed and doesn't have the cut-ins. I don't like the cut-in one for the pressure flip pockets because it doesn't suit the specific tricks that I do. It makes... My body weight for slappy stuff isn't the way that I like it on that board. Though I do really like how it flips just super good. It's just that board's made for flip tricks. That board's just really good for flip tricks. And you can lock into your grinds and stuff just fine, but yeah, it's just not... That one's not my favorite. But the Heron 2 is... If it had a smaller wheelbase, I would probably skate that nonstop all the time. What up, Dank Bud? Good for bowl and mini ramp. I mean, I know his first board, like his first most sold out board shape, is like really good for transition. Like that thing's awesome. That thing is also like kind of weird to skate. Tempest, what's up, Dan? First time in your stream. Love the videos, long time. Love from South Florida, and shout out to the homie Darius Woods. What up, Darius Woods? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stream once a week. I don't know. That's the goal. They seem to do well though, but I don't want to, blow my load. Just like make a bunch of fucking talking videos for the sake of making them. I think it's more fun if I feel like I have something to say and I'm in a cheery mood and I just want to talk to everyone. Because like I said earlier, like if you guys can tell that I'm not enjoying myself, no one's gonna have fun. I like Andy's shoe design with the lace protector. I have a bunch of them. I just got a box that weren't Jocelyn's. It was more of those. So I better start really liking them. Oh my god, I gotta make this video about the best shoe ever. There's a video that I need to make. The best shoe design ever. Be free to meet more in the evening. Yeah, I could do that. Cause yeah, it's gonna be there's a shoe design that every skate shoe should have. And I'm like, why does every skate shoe not have it? And I'll give you a hint, it's not the thing over the laces that's on Andy's shoes. That does what it's supposed to do, but there's a really good shoe design that I'm like, why is everyone not doing this? The Nano Cubics are pretty good wheels too. Yeah, the Nano Cubics, they're just, I mean, I talk about this in a lot of video. I admit that I'm like an aesthetic-based skater when it comes to looking down at stuff. And looking down at how long the wheels are, it just looks kind of crazy to me, so I didn't really like it. But once again, they do what they say they're supposed to do. They keep your nuts from getting shitty. If you want to do some freestyle stuff, they're really, really great. They're like a little bit... Actually, I don't know if the surface area, the width of the wheel is thicker, but I don't know if the surface area that's actually touching the ground is wider. It might be, but I'm not sure. It's getting a little warm in here. Don't look at my tucked in shirt, dude. Best wheels for slappies. I have a pair of wheels that were literally built for slappies that I haven't set up yet because they're 94. No, what am I talking about? They're 54 millimeter. They're actually right over there. I need to do that video. But once again, I just don't have that much fun doing that sort of video. Shirtless Dan. I just want to just keep making videos where I just skate with people, call it something stupid, and that be the video. That's the dream. Like, I'm so okay with never, ever, ever going viral and just hopefully just being able to consistently make videos for everyone. Yeah, the live streams are fun. Peter Pan shoes. Is that what they look like to you, the one with the straps? Like, they look like... Well, Peter Pan shoes has the coil on the end, right? It has sort of that, like, elf thing. Did I ever end up skating the cardio shows? No. I got them. No, I think... I still have them. I haven't skated them. Well, that's not true. I did put them on and I skated the mini ramp the day that I got them. And they felt comfortable. But they have a little bit of a widerness to them. So I didn't like looking down at them. And I didn't like the logo. But, dude, I hear good things about the way they skate. And they have a new one that came out that didn't look terrible. Am I going to skate them? No. Unless they want to do a really pricey brand deal. But that didn't work out too good for them last time with every company. I'm like the only one who didn't do a brand deal with them. And like I got so much shit for that video. In everyone's defense, though, I definitely had some blunders in there. I stand behind the message of the video, though. I wish people, in a perfect world, people would shop more realistically, not based on what is cool. I don't like the idea that cool dictates what a lot of people do. Like, I don't like the idea of trends and stuff like that. But that is the world that we live in. Lord knows, I'm sure I benefit from trends. I follow trends, so I'm the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I don't know. I should do an OnlyDance. What would it even be, though? Just tutorials? That didn't work out. I tried to do a Patreon, and I just felt guilty. I just felt guilty the whole time. That's how Patreon was. I'm going to grab my charger. Be right back. All right. What is tomorrow's video? I want to say... I don't know what tomorrow's video is, actually. Tomorrow's video is just going to be this chopped up, because I don't have anything for tomorrow's video. I am getting dangerously close to not having any videos to edit. But not quite there. Okay, so I have that. Is that all I have, though? Yeah, we're scraping the barrel. Okay, that's actually a good video. Yeah, I think I'm sitting on like 3 or 4 videos left before I have to like really start filming some new stuff, because I've just been hurt, man. I've just been hurt and then sick, and I'm finally getting healthy again. Anna's coming over tomorrow morning to help make my body less trash. Does PAL sponsor East Coast skaters? Yeah, we have a whole slew of them. So if you guys remember, I had a little series of East Coast comes to the West Coast maybe like 3 months ago. And my buddy Derek, who came out, who was hard flipping up Courthouse for fun, like as if there was a kicker up that loading dock. And when we were in Arizona, he did the back 3 kickflip over the hip. We started flowing him after that trip. And then we have, if you go back to the New York videos, I mean, that whole squad of skaters. But if you go back to the New York videos, we have Nico, and we have Brandon, and we have... I'm sorry, one second. Yeah, so we have Nico, we have Brandon, we have Dylan. Who else do we have over there? There's a couple people over that I don't know. What's that girl's name? I think she's Flo from a skate shop, though. But there's this girl that she's from back in Virginia who she has like a bowl in her backyard. Liv Black, and their dad skates as well. I think they get flow. So yeah, I think we probably have like 4, 5 like flow people for Pal Peralta. Most of them are in New Jersey and New York, and then we have like a handful of like rep flows and stuff like that. Yeah, so the people in New York that were skating with us, Brandon and stuff like that, or Brandon, that was kind of like the trial thing, and then they all got on. They all ripped. They're all getting footage and filming for parts and stuff like that. Best bowl parks for guys in North Cali. I'm going to travel there to see fam and friends. So North Cali, you're talking about like SF area and stuff like that. I don't know that area that well, but Google Maps, and see what the skate parks are, because there's an infinite amount of skate parks out there. Dan's still East Coast. He literally does slappies and railies. Yeah. When I think of East Coast, okay, here are the East Coast tricks for me. Nollie shove it's over stuff. 360 flips that you catch with both feet at the same time. Tricks over trash cans, whether it's on its side or standing up. Propping stuff up to make bumps over stuff. Cellar doors. Wall rides. Wallies. Unnecessary manuals into sketchy banks. That stuff. Christopher Hyatt makes the old goths proud. Yeah, I was saying to my buddy Mikey today that, like, when we were kids, I probably said this in a video before, but when we were kids, being emo, you got picked on and made fun of. So being emo now, you're cool if you dress emo. So by that logic, I feel Christopher Hyatt is wearing stolen valor. He didn't bleed for that trend like my boys in the black back in the day did. Pal's YouTube video is slacking a little. The short videos they put out lately were great, but DeVille has to be sitting on so much footage. Yeah, he has his own channel too. DeVille's putting stuff on his own channel too. When's Enoch getting on Pal? First Australian rider. We've had Australian riders in the past. I'm sure we have someone who's flow out there. Yeah, I don't think Sean gives a flying fuck about being sponsored. He's just busy being my favorite human being in the world. Does Isaac have a YouTube? No. But he is about to drop a video part. So when that happens, I'll come on here and review that, because his homie who's making it, they're making a full-length video. I'll probably live stream my reaction to the video. I should probably be doing that with everything that Pal Peralta puts out on Thrasher as it comes out, actually. Who's pro for Pal and who's flow? Pros for Pal Peralta, I'm just going to butcher this. It's Steve Caballero, Bucky, Spencer Simeon. I know I'm fucking. Oh, Andy Anderson. Calvin Hoffert. I mean, we could say like the legends, like Mike McGillen. So let's just not say the legends. The legends. And then I believe 2 new pros should be announced this year. How many Turnstile shirts does Dale Decker actually own? Does he have Turnstile shirts? I'm not sure. I know he likes Turnstile. Yeah, Turnstile's like entry-level hardcore music, huh? I used to get made fun of for riding shape decks. Hyde is making a fool out of those chumps. Yeah, I mean, the shape deck thing, I mean, there's been a couple skaters who, I mean, Welcome Skateboards has been rocking some shape shit for a while, but I always say Kyle Frederick. Kyle Frederick gets credit for bringing that shit back. Aussie Pal guy, can anyone say Jason Ellis? It's the heart of a shark. Or, I'm like you, Durst. I'm like you. I wear a backwards red cap like you. Yeah, I love some old Jason Ellis footage. Did you catch the Gons interview with Tony Hawk? I didn't, but I saw clips. Full Matthew part is in the works, stank bud. Probably will be out this year. Not positive, but should be. So there's 3 levels. Boom. There's 4 levels. There's rep flow, which means you are sponsored because the skate shop or distributor that you are affiliated with buys our product, and we have a certain amount of money for giving team riders free product through the skate shop or through the company that you're affiliated with. Above that is flow, which means the team manager knows who you are. The team manager is who sees your footage. It's not a rep. It's not through anything like that. It's team manager. And usually that consists of like free product, enough to get you by. And basically that is a trial period. So usually skaters who are flow don't stay flow for long. You either flow for a year or 2 and you get kicked off because you didn't, it's like a trial period, or you flow for 2 years and then you get put fully on the team, or however long it is, you get put fully on the team. Some cases, if they really like you and you're the homie and they want to keep you around, they'll keep you float for longer. But a lot of times, float people get cut off after like a year or two. Then there's AM. So AM means you're on the team, you're on the website, you are considered a team rider, but you are not. Your name's not on a board, so you're not getting board royalties. Depending on the company, you get paid. It varies from company to company. A lot of skateboard companies right now are not paying for AMs. Some shoe companies are, but not a ton. And then after that, there's pro. Which basically, yeah, it's exactly what you'd think pro means. You're pro. Your name's on shit. You get royalties for shit. And then, I guess you could say there's like legends, which basically means you're grandfathered in. You've made such an impact on skateboarding that your product will still sell based on what you've done so that you're not held up to any standard. And they want to keep your name on stuff because it sells, basically marketability, because you've made such an impact. And then there's YouTubers like me who are as good as probably RepFlow, but we have a following and we help promote the team and put a spotlight on people and stuff like that. How do you get footage to the team manager? Through the shop? Yes, that's the easiest way to do it. You can email. Specifically with Paparazzi, they recently put out a thing where it was like, hey, send us your footage. We're looking for new team riders in the Southern California area. And it is pretty based in Southern California right now because they like us all going out together. And I like us all going out together. But I do like having like little clusters of team riders, like the New York and New Jersey guys, because then we can all go visit them like we did the other year. That was really fun. What happened with X Games? Good call. What did happen with X Games? I know that's what we're here for. X Games is now it's like a ride channel type thing, except for they have like a big contest series. They're really turning all their stuff into, how can I put, like easier to consume content and turning a lot of stuff into like shorts and stuff like that, because that's where the mind of the current generation is. I would say the youth, but Lord knows I'm a screenager, which is a term that I recently learned. And yeah, I guess people call it TikTok brain or whatever. And so it's almost like they're having these big contests. Like, people do chime in, but the highlight reels, I think, do the best. And I think skateboarding is at the point, or all these things are at the point where they're so small, they're not as, it wouldn't make sense for them to even be on a television show. I don't think the people who bought X Games, paid top dollar for it. Is Dew Tour still a thing? I think Dew Tour might be done. I don't know. But, yeah, I think it's just a watered-down version of what it once was. But I think they're doing a great job with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, I think the hand that they're dealt, they're crushing it. I saw a couple things from X Games. Like, I really like the course designs and stuff like that. I think it's more playful. Street League is about showcasing the best skaters, like the hardest tricks. Like the hot tricks, here's the handrail, here's the big thing. The Dew Tour, not Dew Tour, the X Games contest seemed to showcase, like, it's a little bit of creativity. They're, like, really fun-looking obstacles. They're very playful-looking obstacles. Weird kicker ramps and stuff. It's, like, more flashy. I think it's more user-friendly. Which ironically seems to be the kind of skating that I've been enjoying more. Street League is just too kind of cut and dry. Just my opinion, I think he's better off skating more and spending less time on that mop. What are we talking about? I feel like Devin's blowing back up after you guys started chilling. Stoked to see that. Dude, Devin rules. Heroin killed some good people. It sure fucking did. I can name a lot of people that I was very close to that I lost to said drug. I skated with Mike McGill in Encinitas back way in the early 2000s, and I've never seen a dude more stoked on skating in my life. Dude, you're not wrong. He's one of my favorite people to film. He's still getting it. He was doing blunt sides around the corner in the combi. The sharp corner, not the round side. Dude, it's crazy. It's wild watching him and Steve Caballero slam, too, because I'm like, how are you not dead? But they're just conditioned, and I'm assuming, have been taking care of their body for a very long time. I could learn from them. Dew Tour still does winter stuff. I don't see anything on the website about skating. That makes sense. X Games Vert has been very entertaining the last few years. Great competitors currently. I love that Bucky is still there. Yeah, Bucky's there forever. Bucky's his 51st birthday, he was like learning so many ridiculous tricks. He was better at skating on his 51st birthday at the combi than he was on his 50th. The X Games Vert, I feel like that's what's keeping Vert alive. There's X Games Vert. April Skateboards and Primitive got a good team right now. Yeah, they kind of have like the all-star team. They're kind of like the modern Plan B or like the modern Flip. Do you be slumping on the air mattresses? No, that's just anytime you see people staying with me or you see me going out with like the same crew a couple of days in a row, chances are they're staying with me. And I got 2 queen size air mattresses behind me that they all shack up on. I've never laid on any of them. I missed the Moto Step Up. Dude, Moto Step was like a big ass Euro gap. That sounds terrifying. That Swampy dude kills it. Yeah, Swampy rules. Swampy absolutely rules. I just saw Swampy a couple days ago. He lives in Long Beach. He's great. We love him. Whatever happened to the Maloof Money Cup? I think those guys gave away $1 million for a contest and probably made negative $2 million during that contest. So they're like, this doesn't make sense. I think they were just like the people who the Maloof family. I don't know what their empire is based on or how much money they have or why they're so rich, but I think like their kids just like skating, so they're like, we'll just do this. You still in an apartment, right? Next to your old roommate's apartment? Yeah. Yeah, it's like a duplex and we each have one side. Andy's latest board, Baby Heron, is effectively an inverted egg board. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a scrambled egg. It's a sperm. It's a sperm board. It's the opposite of an egg. Felipe Moto's kicking from down Hollywood High School. Yeah, that dude's really fucking good at skating. I'd rather watch Mini Ramp than Vert. Not in person. I agree. I don't know. I'd rather skate a Mini Ramp than a Vert Ramp. I'd rather have a session on a Mini Ramp than a Vert Ramp with all my friends. But Vert's pretty fun to watch, I think. I think Mini Ramp can be kind of boring to watch. I like transition. I'd rather watch bowl. Like, I'd rather watch people do, like, huge transfers or tail smacks and all that stuff. But how many YouTube channels have you launched? I feel like you're patient zero for the new crop of tubers. I have 2. I have this one, and then my other channel is Doug's Wine Core. It's just about not skateboarding. So anything that I want to talk about that doesn't involve skateboarding, that's what goes over there. I feel like the newest generation of YouTubers, it would be like, I mean, that's Skate Niner. I always don't say his name right. Like, he's like a new generation. There's a couple of them. The Duran brothers. They're like the newest generation. I'm part of like this very small, like I honestly think the only YouTubers that came up the same year that I did I think it's just Joa and me. And then after us, like another bunch of groups popped off. Then Dumb Data came, and a bunch of new people started skating with Brian. I know that Ashton Kelly's been around for a minute too, though. Ashton Kelly might even be from my generation. I don't know if he's performing or not. Are you still in the X Formula 99s? I feel like those have replaced your tried and true Acid Chemical Co. 101s. Right now, this very second on the board that I'm riding is the 99s. But the board that I was riding before it, and all the videos that are like coming, or I guess they're already out. The videos that were last week, it was on the Acid. But I did go back to the 99s because we were going to skate some rough spots that we didn't end up going to, and I haven't gotten around to switching them off yet. So, yeah. X Games used to be sick, but it was peak in popularity for the early 2000s. Yeah, X Games was so sick. But also, my view of the X Games, and this might be the same for a lot of people in here, was as a not really a skater. I was like kind of just getting into it. So it was exciting to just see skateboarding on TV and to watch skateboarding with like friends and family that didn't skate. You know what I mean? It was like, oh man, like we're getting our just dessert kind of thing. Whereas like now as a skateboarder and seeing and knowing people who have been in and around it, you're sort of like, oh, like it's like contest skateboarding means this, and there's this politics in it, and there's this side of it, and maybe I'm just too jaded too. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely have the super fond memories of X Games in the early 2000s. What's the Belco Jam? Did I say that? The 97s, I didn't like the 97s. They're too soft for me. The X Formula 97s. Hey, Dan, love the video. Much respect from Australia. We got a lot of Australians in here. Shout out Australia. I'm a fan of the Durns. Been a fan of Dalton since the Lifeblood days. I remember he used to come to all the contests on the East Coast. I don't know how he got there. But he was, because I think he's from, oh no, he's from Florida, so that makes sense. But yeah, he was always at contests. He would backside 270 lip every handrail without popping. He would just like kick turn into it. And he would McTwist everything. Dude, we used to be so hyped on Skate TV back in the day on Nickelodeon. Yeah, Skate TV was sick. Way ahead of its time. What a random program to pick that up. Old Nickelodeon was just like rad all the way around though. Seriously considering X Formula 99s. I say if you live near rough ground, that was a no look impossible. If you live near rough ground, you should at least have them in your kit. I have the 93A Dragons and the 99A SPF 4s. Has anyone here tried the new soft Spitfires? Dan, remember when Spencer was on the ride channel? Yeah, dude. Spencer, I got some... yeah, me and Spencer need to talk about all that ride channel stuff. Spencer's sitting on some gossip, dude. I'm trying to get my hands on it. I need to do an interview with him about it. Because ride channel used to be crushing him. Yeah, Ben Koppel, he's really sick. He's really fun to watch. I rode someone's board with those soft Spitfires. They don't slide like Dragons. Interesting. I need to try it. Yeah, East Coast, you have to have the X Formula. It certainly makes it a lot easier. And I know a lot of older skaters who don't ride for bones are absolutely riding Dragons and X Formulas because it's easier on your body. Are you feeling the band fun? I'm unfamiliar, but I'll write it down right now. Let me look them up. Fun. Let's see. Let's see what they're related to. So far, I don't recognize any of the bands that they're related to. What are they? Dark post-punk poets. It's an indie band, British. I don't know. I'll give them a check. This sounds like it might be interesting. Thank you for the recommendation. Old knees need soft wheels. Come to Brazil. I would love to come to Brazil. I would love to get it out of the United States. Thanks, Nate. I'm not the GOAT, but I appreciate it. Remember Fuel TV? Yeah, Built to Shred was cool. I wonder what that guy's doing. Anyone know his name? I forget it. He would build Jeff King. I wonder what Jeff King's doing. Ryan Icequist, Tony Hawk, Bucky Lasek, Dave Mirra, Fuel TV, Metal Militia, and all that crazy stuff. Dude, the best thing of Fuel TV was skate maps, the Zork stuff. That shit was so sick. Osiris, Jesus were dope. Dude, Osiris was, at one point in time, peak specimen of shoes. What's your pro model dimensions? What graphic would you use? I'll tell you the whole plan. They don't know it. I mean, that's not true. I've talked to Justin at Palo Peralta, the guy who does like shapes and stuff like that, of what I want. Every stream I talk about this, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't hit them up. I still haven't. Like, I need to like get on them about it. But they have so much stuff that's like ready to come up. I really don't want to step in there because I know there's other people with board designs that they're trying to get to come out, and I don't want to cut anyone off. It's way more important that they get their shit out first. Dan sounds EP. I'm a bit EP, dude. I'm a little EP. Yeah, I need to get my hand on some of those Spitfire. I'm a fucking idiot. Deluxe is literally sending me a box, like, now. And I could have just asked for those Spitfires. I have tried the Little John deck rails. They were pretty cool. They were decent. Vans are still the shoe goat. Dude, I'm glad they work for you. I really am. What a convenient shoe to like, because they're everywhere. I haven't had great experiences with them, and I wish that was not the case. They hurt the top of my toes a lot. Just moved from SD from the East Coast. Oh, just moved to SD from the East Coast. Any parks would be with a good mini ramp. The Encinitas, like YMCA, has a mini ramp there. I think it has a spine ramp thing. If you're looking for like a classic mini ramp, that's really the only place you're gonna get a mini ramp. I mean, back at Spencer's backyard, Spencer Newsy's backyard. There's great quarter pipes and mini bowls everywhere. Linda Vista has a bunch of stuff that's pretty fun, but nothing that's like a direct mini ramp. It's a lot of concrete. On that note, I'm gonna go take a Trump. Former PAL rider Jim T trying to nab you, son. Did Jim Thiebaud ride for PAL? That's really funny if he was. I feel like I should know that. I know that Jim Thiebaud is still fucking getting in it on those curbs, dude. Did you see that nose rail video? I feel like you might be down to try it. Who made a nose rail? Huh? What's the design look like? I talked about the dimensions of how I would make a nose rail that really worked to go from like nose slide to crook, like, I don't know, like 2 years ago. I talked about it in a video, and I was like, someone should beat me to it because I'm going to take forever to make it happen. But is it just a ring around the nose, or what is this nose rail? What is the dimensions? I'll have to look it up. Because nose rails have been around forever, like the horseshoe thing. But the scientist at PAL offered to make Dan his own board shape. Humble as Dan is, it might take some convincing. When it does release, it will sell better than Andy's deck shape. Dude, Andy's deck shape, that first run of Andy's deck, the original graphic, I don't think any board's ever going to outsell that. That thing's insane. Those things still sell out all the time. I think they cut Skate Jeans to work. He was in Animal Chin? No, he wasn't. I know Animal Chin pretty well. I believe it, though. I'm an idiot. Has Spencer on a live stream and chat with him and get the info out of him? Yeah, that just like put him on the spot and be like, hey, so what happened to Ride Channel? You know what? That's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to do a stream with Spencer and we're going to talk about what happened to Ride Channel. That would be fun. I do want to do... You're really... I'd be really treading on podcasty type stuff. And the other thing with that is great content to have someone else on here, and because they have to respond live. But I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable because there's certain stuff that they might not want to talk about, and then they end up saying something because they feel the pressure of the audience than me, and I don't want anyone to feel too crazy. That is the lore of podcaster. That's why you want to do it. The issue is I don't have any... Like, if I do a podcast, I just want to talk with my friends. Like, I think if I did a podcast, I wouldn't want it to be... Let's have Justin Strubing on the channel. Okay, Justin Strubing, where are you from? What got you into skating? Like, tell us your story. What is your character arc? I would want to have people on and then just talk about skateboarding. Like, talk about what we like, talk about what we don't like. Just kind of goof around. Maybe, like, watch some skate videos together. I like that because I'm less interested in the, I guess, lore of a skater and more into the skating of a skater. And I think you get a better feel for that when you're talking directly about different skateboarding that they've seen. I think Dale's coming over here. I think he just got home. I thought he was, I don't know where. I thought he just went to Michigan or something like that. You should go on Hawk versus Wolf. If they had me on Hawk versus Wolf, I'd do it. That would be a fun one. I'm a Jason Ellis fan. I love Jason Ellis. Is the nose of my board going to be more than 7 inches? Because I know you like big noses for crooks and no slides. I think it's going to be maybe slightly. It's maybe 6.9 or 7. I'm not sure. Whatever. It's going to be. It's complicated. It's going to have a thing. There's like a thing. But maybe not. Okay, so here's the board design. I do have a board design that I've recently been reshaping in my head. And I talked about different ideas in my channel, but I have one in my mind. And I want to skate it. And it has, quote unquote, a gimmick that I think would be really cool and work. But if it doesn't, then I don't want to promote it. Like if I come up with a board and they send it to me, I'm just gonna in all seriousness, in fact, I would say if what I'm saying or what I'm thinking I want to be my board shape isn't what I want it to be or doesn't skate the way I think it's going to skate, I don't think I want to have a board. There's no reason for me to have a shape. Because the only reason I would want my own shape is if I think it would benefit me or skateboarders in general in one way or another. Just putting my name on a fucking board and collecting board royalties, especially when I don't want to be pro and just have it be like a model by blah, 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 that seems like a cash grab. Like, that's why I don't do merch. Like, I could do merch and it would sell because that's an easy way for people to support me. And I know that people like doing that. And then they would wear the stuff or whatever. But I wouldn't want to sell something like that for the sake of just making money. If I had a clothing company that I wanted to make, if I had something that I was passionate about and wanted to take the time to really do it, I would. But the other issue is, like, I spend so much time doing this side of YouTube, I don't have time to do a clothing company, or at least not put the effort in that I would like to put into it. So that's just not really a thing. Did you see the Aaron Cairo video where he says Booznitz put him on flow? Yeah, no, I did see that. And also, Mark Suchu got his start on, Mark Suchu has a video part on the Braille channel. They, found him. I definitely buy some Man Can Dorgan merch. I have ideas of things that I'd want to make, but I don't have the fire under me to go do it. And, that's the good thing about merch for YouTubers is, you can just hit a company up, print to sell, and be like, hey, just put this logo on it. I get this cut. Easy money. I think what I really liked about the way that Dale did it versus every other YouTuber that was doing it at the time is Dale made a clothing company. Dale made a brand. And, it was a thing. He made a team. We did, sessions together. He made edits of us. It wasn't, here's how you support me. It was, hey, here's this thing that I really like. Oh, my God, Jason, yes. Dale versus Ellis would be comedy gold. Are you talking about in the ring? Because fucking Ellis would murder Dale. Rob Thomas by Dan Corrigan. Hell yeah, dude. Celebrity Deathmatch. Did they bring that back? I feel like they rebooted that and it bombed. Bring the PAL team to the Midwest, St. Louis. Dude, if I could bring the PAL team where I get asked to bring the PAL team, I would do all of it. We do have a tour coming up. I don't know how much of that I can announce yet, but we do have a thing coming. Only if it's authentic merch, not just some slap your name on it thing. Yeah, the idea of merch, though, is kind of just slapping your name on it, right? I could come up with, a logo that I think is cool. But, I think this shirt's really cool. I think, stuff like this is neat. I like this aesthetic. And, this shirt material is awesome. I bought a couple things from these guys. I'm going to talk about them not talk about them, but I'm going to be like, hey, if you like the shirt, here's where I got it, because I think they're cool. I don't know the guys at all. I just bought the shirts from the shop over here, but it'd be cool if I could make them some sales. Really good material. Slappy Dan merch. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I did merch, it would have nothing to do with my name. I don't think it would. I do have a name for something that, obviously I have a name for a company if I did one, but it doesn't look like it's in the near future. Have I ever skated Rochester, New York, and why? Yes, I have skated Rochester, New York, because they used to have a skate park there called Extremes, and we used to do a contest series there for a skate park that I used to ride for called Charm City, and it was called, what did we call it? It wasn't Piece of the East, though. It was some East Coast, some shit. And the coolest thing about Rochester, New York, and I don't know if it's still like this, is there's not really parking curbs, parking blocks. It's just flat bars. These flat bars and parking lots all over the place there. It's pretty cool. Jake's going to get his dome not cleared off. He's him shirts. Are you still moving back to the East Coast, and will you still stream? If I move back to the East Coast, I'm going to definitely try to keep doing the YouTube thing. It's definitely going to slowly, not even slowly, it's going to start killing it fast. But if that's where life feels right for me to go, then that's where I'm going to go. But I don't know. I'm going to go to the East Coast at the end of this month and spend some time out there with family and stuff. But, I'm not making any rash decisions. I'm not experienced burnout or something like that. I know a lot of people are calling it quits from YouTube or whatever. I'm still having the exact amount of fun that I've always had. It's other stuff in my life and, this family stuff and blah, 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 blah that I don't want to get into. And also nostalgia, a lot of nostalgia is calling me outside of California. I've been here for 6 years and it's been incredible. And I'm not saying that I think this is done. But I'm open to the idea of it being done, but I have no idea. I think it's not I think it's less likely that I move back home and more likely that I stay in California, but it's possible. Dan the Man Corrigan versus Dan the Man Rogers. Yeah, Dan Rogers, he just does the stuff at YMCA skate camp. It's a cool dude. Blank is my favorite skater merch. What am I missing? This. Just do your thing, Dan. Dan Corrigan. Portable slappy rails. I mean, blunt steel. If you want a slappy rail, go to blunt steel. You saw Colt Cannon skate extremes? That's sick. They had a sick skate scene there. The kids who would skate transition. Actually, Scapegoat gets a lot of hype for not having a stance. Brian and I just texted me. What are you boys up to? I'm on a cruise to skate park that I won't say. The homies. I think Dale's. Did Dale just get back here? I'm good on Silverado. I skated there earlier today. I just said what skate park it was. Matthew Wilcox is the best skater merch. Yeah, Matthew Wilcox is the best skater merch. That's what my skate merch would actually be. It would be Matthew Wilcox. Oh yeah, but what I was saying was there was a kid who didn't have a stance who skated for Extreme Skate Park. They had a huge I don't want to say mini mega, but a huge ski jump that probably had like a 12-foot flat, massive roll in, and he would switch Benihana it. He would regular Benihana it, and he would switch Benihana it, and he would also do these reverse Benihanas, where I guess it's kind of like a Madonna Air, but he made it look cool. Oh, John was at the park with SK9er and them. Yeah, I actually filmed a video for his channel today. It was awesome. The SK9er, Skniner. I don't know how I'm supposed to say his name. Yeah, he was a sweetheart. He is really consistent at some really wild flip tricks. It was pretty funny watching him try. He was like battling this trick, and on his way back, he would do like the kick late heel thing over and over again. Shapeboards inspired by Beatles. Like the band? Oh no, yeah, that's right. That's how you would spell that, Beatles, right? Oh yeah, WN getting him aboard. Did he go live for that or something? Yeah, I just gave him a flight deck. Never skated extremes, but I've cruised X videos. Solid comment, XT or Crazy T. Still helping Corey over at Keene. I own one of his ramps. Good dude. Yeah, Corey's the best. I like to do stuff with him, but it's been a minute. We're still friends, and I definitely want to do some videos at Keene ramps much sooner than later. But Dale's been doing a lot of stuff for him, but I definitely need to get up over there. Hey, Dan, what era is your favorite to skate or just the best in your opinion? Right now. I think right now we have the most skate parks, the most access to skateboarding, the most amount of skate spots that have security guards that are a little bit more accepting of skating, less gatekeeping. I don't know. I guess like the tail end of COVID, when people, you felt comfortable going outside, but everything was closed still. That might have been the best era. There was a nice, perfect window of everything being closed, but you could still go skate. I like that. Do upcycled clothes, Dan? What's upcycled? How do I get the new park built in my city? Get signatures. Go to your I don't know what building you would go to. I'm an idiot. City Hall maybe or something. I don't know. Talk to some representative and be like, hey, how do I get a skate park? And they probably could point you in the direction. It takes a while. It takes a long time to get something going. Unless you're like in a rich area, then try to get one of the political people's kids to skate, and it'll move a lot faster. Because I've seen that happen crazy fast. Like, oh yeah, my son skates, and then the skate park's built like 6 months later instead of like the fucking however many years it took for us to get a skate park in Baltimore. like a public skate park. In 2002, I had to go to court for skating a three stair. Dude, in 2003 or something like that, I don't know what year it was, but I was like 13. I got tackled by a cop because there's a skate park in Westminster, and I was skating down to a High's not grocery store, it's a gas station convenience store, and I had headphones on. I had like a cassette in my pocket, and I had headphones on. Definitely was listening to Moon and Antarctica because it was the only CD I had back then. And I didn't hear the cop. I guess he told me to get off my board. And so I go in the store, and I'm waiting in line, and he fucking tackled me. Like, I'm standing still, in line, headphones on, full-grown man tacking a 13-year-old kid. It was great. Luckily, I didn't get hurt. And luckily, it was my mom who picked him up, not my dad. Because if it was my dad would be in jail. He would be in prison because he would have murdered that guy. He would have literally killed that guy. You got $2,000 in trespassing fines for me and your son? Damn. Jesus Christ. Like total or just like in one thing that happened? I need to go skate Lansdowne before you die. Yeah, it's cool. It's an experience. It's history, that's for sure. Second oldest skate park in the world. Do you think Pal Peralta would prosper more if they change up their graphics to a modern hip aesthetic or stick with the old school skull vibes? Yeah, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. I think it would not work. I think if it's not broke, don't fix it. The sales are still really good. And like I said, me and there's other people on the team who we're not in love with the graphics, you know. But also at the same time, like everyone's just doing the same. There's so many like blown out aesthetics in skateboarding graphics right now. And it's almost like now is kind of the time to hunker down and stick to your niche because it's like if I see one more fucking abstract shape or shitty kid drawing of a blob or something like that, like it just doesn't. The first person who did it was cool. Or like the first time I saw a frog skateboard, I remember like, oh, that's different. You know, I just had a conversation with my buddy Mikey about Pop War skateboards and how we think like that could have done well now, but Pop War skateboards has definitely influenced some current companies. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what would do cool or do cool. I know it's not wrong. Do well and do cool, pretty much the same thing right now. Daily blessings Cummings. What's up, Dan? What's going on with the X Games? Dude, not a goddamn thing, dude. We just been chatting this whole time. Usually I get like an hour into whatever I'm talking about, like whatever subject I want to cover. I got pretty far into the Bob Burnquist video. I might have even talked for like an hour and a half on that video before I just started chatting with the audience. But I'm like, this is when I can just talk to everyone. And just talk about random stuff. Like this video would do better if I left it up and then called it like my thoughts on Pal Peralta graphics or something like that. Because like the subject that I initially pick, it's easy to get distracted. Do I like hair and graphics? I do. I actually do. I mean, I love the Fuck Drugs Let's Skate is such a, in my opinion, one of the few recent iconic things that have happened in skating as far as like a logo or something like that. Not that it's super new. Heroin skateboards has been around for a minute, but yeah. In fact, I think that's an OG. I think Heroin went away for a while and came back, but yeah, I learned about it. I don't know, like 15 years ago, and I thought it was really cool. What about chess? We love chess. Never hold back, let it fly. I love Heroin graphics. I love Heroin boards because they make big decks wide enough for my feet. Dude, that Megazilla thing that Swampy has is fucking crazy fun. It's hard to push on. It's so wide that you accidentally hit your foot when you push. I had the kid drawing graphic. It's supposed to be ironic funny, but ends up just uninspiring. Which one is that? Which graphic are you talking about, Brendan? Heroin is going to lose board sales to Fentany skateboards. It's actually pretty funny. It's Giovanni. Giovanni Retta? Young Grandmaster. Do you remember if Chet Childress was ever involved with the old heroin brand? I knew he was involved with the redoing of the heroin brand. Ludacrooks. Fucking. The reason I smack disasters when I roll into quarter pipes and do ollie, then 100% because of Ludacrooks. Ludacrooks and dude, I'm running so many blanks right now. This is insane. Justin Strubing are 100% responsible for my taste and trick selection on transition. Video idea: Game of Skate, UNNKA. We did it before. I don't remember what the video is called, but we played a game of skate before. I mean, what do you think happened? What do you think happened, dude? The person who I kept not being able to beat was Spencer. And then last time we played, we won. Or we won. Yeah, we won. Us as a collective, like you in the chat and me, we won. Spencer lost. But I haven't really been on my flat ground shit lately. I mean, I've been skating it all for coming up on a month now, so. What are my favorite board graphics of all time? Consolidated graphics. Specifically the ones that my buddy Alex Duke did. So obvious bias there. Let me think. Favorite graphics. Pop War graphics. I like Pop War. I like the Listen logo and font. So like they have like kind of a basic one that I liked. World Industries, risky stuff was before my time. By the time I got around, World Industries was very much like, I don't know, stupid Wet Willy stuff. RIP to everyone lost to heroin. That's what sucks about skating in Baltimore. Don't I know it, Nicholas? Don't I know it? Lots of friends and family. That's for sure. Heroin capital of the United States a couple years ago. I don't know if it still is, but. Can Powell make Rowdet boards? I don't know what that means. Loud as fuck, tech deck. I'll stop. I'm sorry, Jim. Put that away. Blood Wizard. Your first deck had a Wet Willy. Was the Wet Willy complete? Yeah, it was a fingerboard. I'll show it. Spencer Newsy. What's this? Goo? Shout out Goo, dude. Spencer gave this to me. Bev Up gave me Black River fingerboard, but he didn't give it to me put together. He gave it, and I couldn't get it together, and I literally focused it. I didn't know how expensive they were. I spent like a lot of time trying to figure it out, and you know, like I said, I'm an idiot. Like I'm bad at stuff. I'm not gifted at all. But I was trying to put it together, and just the nuts would not go. And like I was like really harping in, and then the tool that I was using was getting bent, and I just snapped like a pencil like a dumbass. Hey, I'm glad you're alive. Bev Up video soonsies. Me and him keep talking about doing it, and then I suck. Well, I mean, I've been sick for a while. You know what? Last I heard, I'm gonna skate with him this week. I'm gonna text him right now. Because you're right here. I'm gonna say skate this week. Pick a day besides. Pick a day after. Wait, I'm gonna say any. No, I'm just gonna pick a day. I'm just gonna say Thursday. I'm a lightweight skater and I want old school but lightweight. Yeah, flight deck shape boards are they don't exist yet. Is that true? I mean Bucky's board is shaped. Hell yeah, the Bev Up and Andy Anderson video is classic. Yeah, I need to make that happen again. That's an easy session to make happen. I only meet up with Andy when he hits me up to skate. which is so funny that I get shit for filming with Andy because they're just like, dude, Dan uses Andy, and I'm like, he hits me up to do videos, like he has ideas, and then I go film them, but whatever. I tend to not want to reach out to Andy too much to do videos, especially when he's about to drop a video part, because I don't want. First of all, I don't want any of his tricks that he's been working on to get spoiled because he has like a whole new slew of tricks that I know he's been doing. And second, like I don't, I think people can get burnt out on one skater, and I like seeing him spaced out a little bit more because obviously he started off with like nonstop Andy videos on NK's channel nonstop, like every single week he was dropping a new thing. But I feel like we've seen a lot of stuff from him, and I like to have him spaced out a little bit more. But him with Bev Up is perfect because that's just pure chaos. Do a video with Miles. I want to do a video with Miles. There's I want to do a video with Julian Lewis. There's a bunch of those dudes at Tamieto that I absolutely love. Like a bunch of my friends just randomly ended up on Tamieto. Shout out Black Label for holding it down forever. Yeah, Black Label was sick. I'm a big Label fan. I think the cab bannedness is flight construction. I do too. When Bev's parents get mad at him, do they call him by his full name? Beverage Upwards. That's funny. I like that comment. Can I pin that? I don't know how. This never lets me do anything. Andy has a very deep bag, but some of the directions that it's been stretching new, I don't want it to get spoiled. His video should be dropping in like a couple months, so. But yeah, I'm not. I'll film with him. I just don't want to do it too much. Do I remember what it's called? It's in the middle of a random video. I don't even know what the thumbnail would be. I think the thumbnail might be of Johnny, so purple hair, inside of the barracks, grinding a rail is what I think maybe the thumbnail is. I play a game of skate with John Bradford, smoke with him. I play a game of skate with Nigel, smoke with him. And then I might play one with Garcia too. Hey, thanks Richie. Thanks for the constant hard work you put in for us, never missing a day of posting, even when sick. Hey, no worries, my pleasure. Yeah, we gotta thank a lot of people for that. All the people who go skating with me and let me make videos with them and stuff like that. Shout out Pal Peralta team. Shout out Sean Enoch for helping me film. Spencer. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot, but it's very dependent on a wide crew. What up, Vanessa? Thank you. You like this hat? Does anyone say anything about how cool my hat is? Vanessa right here, she has a YouTube channel, and she rides for a company called Phillies. And I was super stoked on this hat, and she gave it to me. And then, yeah, the guy at Phillies DM'd me, and so I'm going to get some more anti-skateboarding paraphernalia very soon. And thanks for keeping the dream alive. I mean, I'm definitely fucking living my dream. It's a weird place to be. It's a weird place to be like, all I want in life is to be able to skate as much as I want. And now that I have it, and now I'm like, oh man, what do I do? I guess I'll just keep doing this. Hey, thanks, Ram. Yeah, the streams are fun. I'm having a blast. Yeah, I got some videos with Vanessa and Sarah. So there's really only two girl YouTubers that I can think of that are really doing it, since Haley Isaac doesn't post anymore. I don't know if you guys saw the post. She just finished Firefighter Academy, so she's like she's fully in there. But yeah, if there's any girls out there who want to do YouTube, that market's pretty wide open right now. And I personally think it could do really well. Haley's channel did really well. All right, back to work, Dan. Hit me up if you ever in Japan. I've got a mini ramp, slappy curves at my place, and I can drive and interpret for you. It's super cheap right now because the yen is weak. Crazy T. You may or may not be getting hit up because Japan just happens to be one of two places that I'm trying to travel this year. So that would be super sick. What got me into skating? The dude asks. I kind of talked about it earlier, like the idea of just doing tricks. So Brink, a movie about rollerblading. My cousin Joey, having a Power Ranger skateboard that he didn't care about and he gave me. It didn't have a nose. It was like a kick tail, one tail. And then my brother's friend taking me across the street from the house and teaching me how to ollie randomly. Just out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, you like skateboarding? You like pushing around on that thing? Let me go change your life." And I did an ollie and I never looked back. It just felt. I learned ollie surprisingly fast, and that's not the case with me in skating in general. That's one of the few tricks that I excelled at quick. I remember seeing someone ollie, it not looking like it made any sense. Like it looks like it's defying physics. He showed me how to do it. I think I did like a ollie this high, like third try, like it did an ollie. And the board came up with me and stuck to my feet, and I landed it, and it felt like a magic trick. I was just like, oh, this is insane. And I think what makes skateboarding the best and very different than a lot of things is chasing the dragon for everything gets lamer and lamer as time goes on. But with skateboarding, there's so many markers where it feels just as good as your first ollie and just as good as your first kickflip. Like, it's not like you do your first ollie and then it's like, oh, your first kickflip's not as good as your first ollie. It's like, dude, your first ollie, life-changing. First kickflip, life-changing. First drop-in, life-changing. Barrel kick flips and heel flips, maybe not, but your first 360 flip that you land, dude, your first flip and grind, your first handrail, your first set of stairs above a 5. I think like around 6 stairs is when it starts feeling wild. Like, dude, there's so many, and like to this day, the first time I landed a slappy back 180 nose grind, the first time I landed a Bennett grind on a flat bar, the first time I did, even when I relearned switchback tails the other day, unforgettable. Hey, thanks so much, Nate. I really appreciate it. You're the man, Nate. Bless your heart. Yeah, W for Nate. Thank you so much. Skateboarding is like, I had this really long shower thought the other day that I'm not going to get into, but it was like way too deep. Not that it's deep and profound, but I overthought it way too much for something as trivial as skateboarding. And when I say trivial, I mean it's just something that is just so fun and so great, and I think it is amazing, but it is just an activity. But I was comparing it to like, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. Like, it's way too dumb. But I just had like this really long shower thought about like when you first fall in love, the first time you fall in love, and it feels like so insane and like mind blowing, and then you get your heart broken or whatever. And then the next time you fall in love, it's like never as good because some of the stuff has been spoiled. Like, what it's like to look at someone and just melt. It's already happened. So now you're kind of expecting it to happen. And it sort of gets in this habit in the same way of, I don't know if you know this, but if you have to yawn, or not yawn, I mean, if you have the hiccups, a good way to cure that is to ask that person to hiccup right there on the spot. And they'll overthink it, and so they won't hiccup. Or if you ever have to yawn and you like kind of fuck up the yawn, like whether you cough or something, and then when you go to yawn again, you keep overthinking it and you can't yawn. That kind of happens in a lot of scenarios, and I think I went to the concept of relationships because it's this very coveted, very pure thing that we all think. But the older you get, the harder it is to get those mushy feelings because you've had them, and so now you're kind of like looking for them, and you can kind of be like, oh, like I really like this person, but like if you're thinking about liking that person as you're getting to know them, you kind of cock block your heart. As dumb as that is. Anyways, that's way too deep and way too stupid. Not deep, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it has nothing to do with skateboarding. But with skateboarding, that never happens. With skateboarding, I am constantly thinking about the end goal of like landing a trick. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, this will be super sick. And then I do it, and then it is. It's just super sick. It's just the best. What are we saying? Who's the gnarly girl in Santa Cruz? I can't think of her name. Fabiana Delfino. Are you calling, is KGB calling me a simp because I'm talking about love? Yeah, Fabiana absolutely rules. She's been in a couple of my YouTube videos. I have footage of Fabiana I still haven't put out from a whole day that I went skating with, not the Santa Cruz scene, but it's like, it's me and Devin, but it's also we're out with Fabiana and Mario McCoy and the filmer Nick. It was a really fun session. I need to put that out. I hope I didn't delete that. I'm sure it's still on my computer somewhere. When I need to yawn, I watch Braille skateboarding. Yeah, that's on the way out. That was some good relationship advice on a skateboard stream. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's good skateboard. I mean, I don't think that's good relationship advice as much as that is just a lesson that you learn. I think I think a lot of people heard me say that and they're like, oh yeah, that is exactly how that happens. Yeah, don't try not to look ahead. Try not to peek behind the curtain when you're doing anything, with the exception of skateboarding. It's just, yeah, I am forever honeymooning skateboarding, Carl. You're not wrong. I love skateboarding so fucking much. It's been so good to me for so long. Cock block your heart. Dude, don't quote me, dude. Victor Sis is pretty good. Yeah, she is. Yeah, Victor, I mean, I told him a couple times that I think his channel could crush it if, like, his whole family, because they all skate. Like, that was kind of part of what they did. But she's got her own stuff. She has, like, she's not like she skates, don't get me wrong. She gets down, but she doesn't skate very often. She has, like, a job and other hobbies and stuff like that. I'm going to try the hiccup trick. So the thing about the hiccup trick is you can't really do it on yourself. It sucks. I mean, maybe it might work when you think really hard, like you try to make yourself hiccup, but it works on other people pretty well. Why do our teeth have to decay away? Speak for yourself, Eric, dude. These things are here forever. Because my original teeth totally decayed away. Mine decayed away because fucking I took really shitty care of my body. Lizzie Amato is another talented lady skater. Dude, there's so many rippers right now. Cock Block My Heart is my favorite Motley Crue song. I would also pin that. That's pretty good. Speaking of Braille, did you know a bunch of them were Scientologists when you went there? Or was it something? No, I knew that. I absolutely knew that Aaron was a Scientologist. I knew that Steve Barra and Eric Costin were Scientologists. I mean, my take on Scientology is, maybe this is kind of taboo, but I mean, they are probably the kookiest and silliest, but as far as evil things that they have done against people, they're bottom of that totem pole. Like, all of the major religions have done some fuck shit. I mean, crusades and genocide, and don't get me wrong, Scientology bullying people, manipulating people, destroying people's families, mental health, and quite possibly some murder. For sure, I don't know that. I don't know about the murder stuff, but I know the other stuff. Like, it's been documented in documentaries. So I'd like to have faith that those documentaries are true. They seem to be true. Pretty bad stuff, but like the massacre of entire races of people that have happened in the name of other religions, it's kind of like, Scientology's pretty lame, but and I think people give a lot of people in skateboarding the pass for those things. So I don't know. But no, I'm not I won't not go someplace. I mean, I didn't know that it was funded, or I didn't know that they were giving so much money to Scientology. That was new information to me. I just knew that he was a Scientologist. That's pretty wild. That only pisses me off because how much they were getting paid, like the team riders. That's what really gets under me. Hey, later, Aaron. Flip out skis. Have a good night. Yeah, I mean, like, if you remove the other religions and, like, other things that have been done in the name, I mean, dude, it's like, what I always kind of go back to is, like, terrible things get done in the name of everything. People murder people authentically in the name of love. People are murdered in the name of justice. Like, someone thinks that they are committing true justice, and they murder a bunch of people. Passion. People murder people because they think what they're doing is inequality. Like, great things are used for evil all the time. So it makes sense that maybe some not so great things get used for evil all the time. But, like, yeah, if you look at Scientology as a whole and don't look at all the other religions, Scientology is pretty bad. It's fucked up. But a lot of shitty shit going on across the board. I'm suffering from a toothache right now and can't go to the dentist. Dude, fuck Eric. God damn it. That sucks. Orgeol never really worked for me. Swishing salt water did help. I don't know if anyone's told you that. Swish salt water. Salt water with Orgeol. What else did I do? I mean, I squeeze stuff a lot. Cause yeah, I don't take painkillers. So I just, yeah. Broke apart over tooth. Found my first cavity in over 25 years. Well, congratulations for it being 25 years. Sorry that happened. Saline rinse is goated. Yeah. Jim seems to know what's up. Scientology is all about the Skrilla. I always say that it's about the metachlorians, but I know that that's Star Wars. I always mix it up, and someone always has to correct me. They're not the hypochondrias, the whatever it is that they think is in people. Motrin is the best for toothache pain. So here's the thing, Zach. It's great. I swear to God, I've gotten so many different recommendations from so many different people, and they're always like, this really worked for me, and that really worked for me. I'm going to tell you a crazy one that worked for me. And I have it right here. I had a super gnarly toothache, and we have the answers you wish to know. Thanks, Carl. This has cured a toothache before, and you're going to be like, this is bullshit. I swear to fucking God. I'm going to show you this, and you're going to be like, you're lying. Multiple times this has cured toothaches. These fucking chocolate truffles. Not the white chocolate. All this stuff is white chocolate because obviously I ate all the good ones. But this brand of dark chocolate truffle, I swear to God, multiple occasions, gnarly toothache, and I eat this and the pain goes away. I don't know if the sugar just shocks it. Thetans. Thank you, Tuna. I don't know if this puts so many thetans in my mouth that the Scientology R.L. Hubbard sucks the pain of cavities away, but these things, I swear, I'm gonna eat this. White chocolate, fuck it. Better than nothing. This is my cheat. I haven't had any dessert today, dude. I wish I was live streaming the past like 5 weeks so you could see the insane change in my diet and habits in general to right now. Dude, I know it's crazy. I swear to God. You're doing just cringe. No, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone. But I swear to God, dude. Like, I swear to God, multiple times I've had toothaches. Like, abscessed teeth. And I eat one of those. I feel like I should make a hard post video about this on my second channel. About how I ate a dark chocolate truffle. Oh, dude. Christopher, you're banned. White chocolate is not the best, dude. Sorry. How do I ban this guy? Oh, it's good. Not a big white chocolate guy. Why can't they just call it less good vanilla? You know? Callie talking about Callie. What a surprise. Damn, hella people in here hyping up the white chocolate. Yeah, people love white chocolate. I just can't get into the white chocolate that I will get down with is the cookies and cream Hershey's, because that's like white chocolate and cookie pieces. Someone give Dan a tree bark and sprouts. Sammy, hold the mayo. Dude, I've been eating so much like salmon. Like I've been eating like, if I'm eating meat, I'm eating healthy meat. And I'm eating a fuck ton of vegetables. Farmer's Market didn't stand a chance this week. If you let those truffles sit next to warm course for the next few minutes so it melts on the inside, they are so, you're right. You're 100% right. When they're melted on the inside and solid on the outside, that is prime truffle action. Or have a tooth with a giant hole in it that's stabbed with a chip or something last year. Worst pain in my life. Worse than broken bone. Yeah. So I've had 7 abscessed teeth in my life. I've had an abscessed tooth at the exact same... I'm sorry. I had 2 abscessed teeth, cat-a-corner, at the same time that I had a bladder stone. So I had all these things that are listed above pregnancy pain on the pain Richter scale at the same time. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It was insane. I wish I had a YouTube channel then to document me. I remember I was at work and I just left. I didn't say nothing to no one. I was just like... Craziest pain, man. Craziest pain. It was unbelievable. She just drink alcohol and it works less and less. Yeah, dude, I don't recommend alcohol for anything. But yeah, like having the nerve exposed or whatever. I had so Novocaine doesn't work on me. I've talked about this before, or whatever it is, the numbing stuff that they put in your gums when you get dental work. And I had a doctor. I had a hole in my tooth, and they were trying to numb it. And I was like, yeah, that stuff doesn't work on me. And he was like, well, let me give it a shot. And he like numbed around it. It didn't do anything. He was like, I'm gonna try one more thing. And he put his hand on my chest and he stuck the needle right into my nerve, and I punched him in the face. 15-year-old me. I think that's the last time I ever went to a dentist. 15-year-old me, not counting when I got all this done, punched my dentist in the face. And he was like, oh, I deserve that. I deserve that. I think he thought he could pull a fast one or something. I don't know. Insane. I had dry socket a couple times. You can get that from like smoking too, right? Ooh. Yeah, like when I used to chew food, I mean, you guys saw what my teeth used to look like. It was shrapnel. I didn't eat potato chips for 10 years. You know what I can do now? This is the biggest flex of my life. Where the hell is it? I know I brought it in. Did I not bring it? Oh, yeah. I know I cried playing Zelda the other day, but first time I had this after getting my teeth done, I cried. Trail mix. I can eat nuts. Insane to eat nuts. That was a really good trail mix. There's a really good raisin to nut ratio in this thing. I feel like, Tristan, I feel like everyone's come close to punching a dentist, and no one was wrong for having those thoughts. Oh, dude, give me a Jolly Rancher. No suckle, all chomp. I'll chew it up right now. I'll chew a rock. Been a fun time at the jam with the Goths. Over and out. Are we goth? More raisins or more nuts? Even. It looks, I mean, slightly more nuts, but usually like you get skimped on raisins. And then there's a couple M&Ms, but it's not like egregious. Am I using egregious right? I think so. You watching the video I put out today? I thought today's video was pretty fun. Dude, I get hit up about teeth problems all the time. But I am more than happy to share the information that I have. If it gets too bad, get the all-in-4 procedure. It's very expensive. I will never regret it. Oh, trail mix with craisins is good. You are 100% right, Matt. 100% right. I love that I randomly get a question about X Games every little bit. I think that X Games started to fail when Street League started. For the first time, they had actual competition. I mean, no, because they had Dew Tour, and X Games was like once a year. And X Games did some really cool shit, man. The Real Street was a good idea. I thought that was cool. But they had competition for the first time, and their competition had a lot of money. And yeah, I don't know. Oversaturated that market, I think. And then I think they're doing a good job dealing with it, though. I think the direction that they're going is the right direction. Look at this. This is a good handful right here. Look at that. Look at that ratio. That's solid. My only choice is to pull on my teeth and get dentures. My dad has dentures. I mean, he doesn't love them. But he also got them when he was a lot older, so his jaws took a lot longer to heal. I would say if it's a pain issue and it's keeping you from eating, get the dentures. If it's a aesthetic thing, your teeth probably are fine. Like, my teeth were insane, and don't get me wrong, I definitely got a lot of comments on how gnarly my teeth were, but I was pretty cool with it. Like, it's kind of like, I got myself in this mess. I deserve it to look like this. I've definitely gotten questions of like, how do you deal with like your insecurities about your teeth? And I honestly never really felt insecure about my teeth. The times that I would feel insecure, or not insecure, I don't think, because I was secure in the sense that I was like, this is me, I did this, I own this. But the time that I didn't like having them the most was like meeting like a new partner's parents, because I was like, they're gonna judge the shit out of me, and they kind of have every right to. You know, the level that my teeth got to did say a lot about me, and I don't think it was far off of like the kind of person that I was up until that point. So, got my teeth done in Mexico for half off. What would it cost over here in Canada? Yeah, Mexico's the place to go. I like how skating and surfing are in the Olympics too, though. Yeah, I'm curious to see how much hype that's going to continue to have. Maybe I'll watch the Olympics this year. If I watch the Olympics at all, I'm going to watch like pole vault and stuff like that. I think that's just kind of cool. I think the concept of the Olympics, where it's like the best of the world competing against and representing their country, is really cute. Like, I think it's cool. I think this year I'd actually like watch the Olympics and like enjoy like, okay, here's people peak performance competing with each other. I think it's a cool concept, but for some reason when it comes to skating, I think it's less fun. I guess because it's just skating is so subjective. In my opinion, X Games started to fall when they changed the parks to being the same as the SLS style course. If they kept the old format of the massive crazy courses and kept it different from SLS, they'd still crush. See, that's what I was saying earlier. I feel like they do kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is definitely way more cookie cutter now, but they still have a little bit of flair. The slappy curbs are waiting. Brian, aren't you like at the skate park right now? Are you at the skate park streaming and then into my stream? Dude, that'd be the best meta thing ever. That curb is calling my name, but I already skated it today. Did Isaac show you what he did today, Brian? Did he show you the trick that he did? You don't have to say what it is in the chat. But did he show you what he landed? Because if he's there, I know he did. Hell yeah. Yeah, Tampa Bros. You didn't see that. Tampa Bros is like really laid back. That was what was fun about Mano a Mano last year. Like everyone kind of. Oh, this is. Are you just on Brian Arnett's phone? Like everyone already got paid to even show up, so it was like less competitive, and I think it made the matches way more fun, and people would be more flashy with their tricks in a way. Oh, he showed you his clip from earlier. Insane. Yes, so sick. He did it so good, too. It was fun seeing him do that because I have seen very little footage of Isaac. So it was cool, like, seeing him, like, figure something out. Because I was filming him, and I was kind of, like, filming his video for him, but, like, in the format that I film my video, so I'm just, like, kind of, like, asking him tricks to try. And I was like, oh, I know you got these weird flip tricks, so I was just, like, making him do ledge tricks at first. I wonder if they'll invite me back to Mano a Mano this year. I mean, I'd be down to go. But they had me 2 years, and I didn't do shit. But I wouldn't be hurt this year. When do they have it? They have it in. They don't have it in the summer. Maybe they already had it and I didn't get invited. I don't know. X Games is trash. Yeah, it's just. They're trying. I mean, given that they are a skateboard contest, a BMX contest, I think they're not doing a bad job with what they have. Brian, are you seeing people from your stream in here? What's Ted saying? Let me scroll back. A baby that doesn't know. That hurt old head who? The 3 judges. Toskate 9 to DM me clips so I can bust real quick. Wait, what did? Who was I trying to figure out what they said? Yeah, Ted. GGS, y'all. Ted. You all been to Third Layer in Minnesota? Yes, Ted, I have. Or I have been to Third Layer, and it was sick. I've been to Third Layer a couple times. We used to go for Top Shop when they used their first time that they ever started doing it, and it was rad. They got one street skating in there too, like in that in Minneapolis. That's where it's at, right? Yeah. I watched Davis Turgeson when he was first coming out be better than everyone, and then the Boondoggle, is that what it's called? Boondoggle? Yeah, that video was awesome. I think they premiered that at a Top Shop one year. I think I saw the premiere of that video. No way he just read that. What did I read? Did I read something? I missed the Warped Tour. I hated the Warped Tour. I remember one year they randomly had Bright Eyes play. It was the year that I would go because they would have skate contests there, but it'd be like 5 people. And they would just invite 5 random skaters from Maryland, and then we would all get like X amount of dollars to show up, and then first place would get like, I forget what I would get. It was like decent though. It was like $1,000 or $2,000, whatever. And the other people that they would invite, it seemed kind of random. So I think both years that I went, I won. Can we talk about the new band's Euro video? I haven't seen it. I saw some clips from it though. Then you should think about coaching as a side gig. I have done skateboard coaching, and the juice just isn't worth the squeeze for me right now. I'm doing like what I'm doing with the YouTube and like how much I'm making. I don't need anymore. I don't need to. I don't feel. I know a lot of YouTubers have this aim bigger mentality. Like they see what they made and they know they can make more and they want to go bigger. I'm doing great. I'm making the exact amount that I need. I can pay for the things that I want to pay for. I can pay for my bills. I have enough spending money that I'm comfortable. Like I can eat out when I want to eat out and stuff like that. I am saving a little bit of money and I can take care of some people in my life. And that is more than enough. I don't, I feel like maybe I should be saving up as much as I can for when this gravy train finally ends. But going back to work isn't crazy to me. Like I'm kind of expecting it. So yeah, I don't have a desire to go bigger because I feel like if I did extra side gigs or put other stuff on top of this, rather than just like dork around on my second channel, I would get stressed. And though I have stress in my life, not much of it is coming from this. Which, to be able to say that not a lot of stress is coming from what I do for a living, what pays my bills, is I think a statement that very, very few people in the world can say. And I don't want to fuck that up. So I'll continue to just make whatever I'm making right now. And we're good. Buy crypto? I don't know anything about that world. From the Montreal area. And bro, I used to get this San Jose a lot. Post every day like you have. But yeah, so I'm going to keep doing. Keep posting every day. As long as I can. Try not to miss any days. Do a stream maybe once a week. Maybe twice a week. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the stream does. I can't imagine too many people watching the stream as I leave it up afterwards because it's like, though I am covering a lot of subjects, since they're not in the chat, I feel like it's less engaging. I feel like they're going to click this video. Like, talk about, if I've ever done clickbait, it's this fucking video, dude. It's like, what happened to X Games? And I'm like, here's a 5-minute edit of some tricks. And then I'm like, what's up, chat? Let's talk about my teeth. Let's talk about religion. Please let us know if you come up to Minnesota. I would love to come to Minnesota. I had an anxiety attack. When did you have an anxiety attack, Carl? Hold on. Don't answer that. I'm going to go look up what you said. I'm scrolling up. I'm an available mentor. Anxiety attacks suck. Definitely prefer them to panic attacks. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're going through that. Can I have your toilet paper? Those are paper towels, dude. Toilet paper. Wait, is that? Can you see my toilet paper? I did buy some toilet paper, too. No, I think it's already in my bathroom. My friend made me get the fancy shit. I mean, yeah, Carl, anxiety attacks and panic attacks are just a mind problem, but that doesn't make it any less real than a physical problem. And I don't mean that in some like hippy dippy mental health is fucking let's talk about that for 3 hours thing, but I do think that people who get anxiety and get stressed out but don't get to the point of anxiety attacks or panic attacks has an idea of what they think it's like, especially with panic attacks. I think a lot of people think that they have panic attacks and they haven't. When you get a panic attack, fucks you up. My dad actually had his first panic attack not that long ago. He knew I get him. I used to get him chronically. I haven't been getting him that much recently. It did happen the other day though. But he thought he understood what I was going through because he would have anxiety attacks, and then he had a panic attack. I don't know, like a year ago. And I remember he like called and was just like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You had to go through that so many times." I had no idea. He went to the ER because he thought he was having a heart attack. He thought he was dying. He was just so scared. He was freaking out. And my dad's, your stereotypical Fox News, tough guy, pick yourself up by your bootstraps mentality. Yeah, it shook him up. So yeah, panic attacks are gnarly. Anxiety attacks are gnarly. But yeah, I would never say it's just a panic attack or it's just like brain stuff. That stuff's gnarly. Hard to deal with. Pumpkin seeds sound great. I wish there was pumpkin seeds in here. Yeah, the hard to breathe. I mean, panic attacks and anxiety attacks where you can't breathe. You get the pain in your chest. You get the numbness. You get the tingling. Your feet fall asleep for no reason. I have a heart condition, so my heart palpitations are going through the roof. Nightmare. Yeah, Matt says panic attacks will cripple you. I used to take off. I would be driving and I'd get panic attacks and I'd have to pull over the side of the road and I'd have to take off running. Or just run down the road. That's the only way I could deal with them. Tanner says he passes out from panic attacks. So there's lots of different experiences with panic attacks. But I'll tell you about the scarier of the two. Or the two that I usually get. So I get the panic attack where I feel like I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. I'm fully aware that I'm not dying. My subconscious is saying you're not dying. I mean, my conscious is saying that I'm not dying, but my subconscious is in fight or flight mode. So my body is reacting as if I am dying. You can't refute that. You just eventually accept that you're dying. No matter how strong your willpower is, you're eventually just gonna get fucked up. The other one though, is you start to lose touch with reality, and what that feels like is things just sort of become shapes, and you realize that you're not comprehending anything. Like you're trying to think. And I know that's a common statement. Like, I'm just trying to think. But no, not about something specific. You are just trying to comprehend anything you can. All of a sudden, you are in the backseat of your eyes. And all these, like, this room is no longer this room. It is just a visual that I can't comprehend. And you're in and out of that. Like, you're like, what is everything? But you're not thinking what is everything. You don't realize that until you come back to it. Like, holy shit, I just didn't know what anything was. And then you're back in it, and you're back out. And I guess it's kind of a rarer way to get it. But when I was getting, I went and saw people for it. They're telling me that, like, yeah, that happens. Yeah, disassociation. I can't even. There's no way to even just like no movie, no special effects could ever show what that is even like. It's the craziest experience ever. My arms and hands went shrunken, and I couldn't use them. I thought, I guess this is my new steez. It melted away, and I could use my arms again. Or you're like, tripping balls? What are you talking about, Carl? Because your panic attack sounds fun, dude. I just laugh and enjoy the music. I think you guys are talking about doing drugs right now, dude. It opened a door in my mind and made me realize there's another panic attack. Very hard to break the cycle of panic attacks, yeah. I got put on sertraline for it, and I tell a lot of people to maybe be down for, maybe getting help in that way. I'm not even a medicine kind of guy. I'm definitely not like, you're having a problem, throw medicine at it. But I tried everything. I had an entire year where I couldn't do shit, and I was like, I was at my wit's end. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try medicine. Sertraline, I ended up on, I think, 100 milligrams, which is a lower end dose. It's it usually goes 50, then 100, then 150, then I think it goes up to 2. And it doesn't matter. If you take more, it doesn't mean you get worse panic attacks. It doesn't mean you have worse depression. It's just the exact amount that your brain reacts to. I think some people like flex, like I'm on this much milligram, and I'm like, that's not how that drug works. Shut up. But anyways, I was on like 100, so it wasn't fucking with my body that much. And it absolutely, the 2 years that I was on sertraline, I think I had one panic attack, or maybe two. And then the 2 years prior, before I got on it, I probably in those 2 years had 90 panic attacks. So insane improvement. And since I've been off of it for close to 2 years now, I've probably had 20, 50, like 10. I've had like 10 panic attacks. So my brain has like learned how to deal with it, I guess, based on the medicine. And yeah, by all means, I don't think that your first choice should be seeking out medicine. You should try therapy. You should try Google. Google's pretty cool. See what you can get out of that. Google helped me a good bit. Talking with your friends, talking with other people who've had panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And if you're not making any progress, then, possibly see what's up. That med just put you to sleep. Dude, I was like wide awake on. Sertraline side effects for me was crazy dreams, which I already had, and I love them. Some people, it's kind of known for giving you night terrors. And it's not everyone that gets night terrors, but some people get night terrors on them. I got night terrors, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Like, I mean, you wake up, you're in a super panic, but then your dopamine's going crazy, and you start your day off hyped because you're like, I'm not dead. Holy shit, that dream was insane. And then it was like you just watch a super scary movie. And then the other one is it kills your sex drive, which it does. You're fucking, yeah. But my search history was so squeaky clean for that entire time. Water, drink it. Yeah, definitely drink a lot of water. I need to drink some water right now, actually. It's in my room, though. But I should be probably bringing this to a close. All right, Melvin, you have a good night. Depression and anxiety are not a luxury. For me, they go along with financial difficulty and making it hard to get out off the hamster wheel. Dude, you're absolutely, you're preaching to the choir. I talk about all the time about how fucking cozy I am now, but that is not where I come from. That is not before I started YouTube. And it's everyone who has a 9-to-5 job. I mean, the percentage of people who aren't really enjoying that part of their life, which takes up a huge percentage of their day-to-day, it's terrible. It's a fucking nightmare. Fucks you up. 100%. And I have so much empathy for people who are in that 9-to-5 and then also get tied up in a vicious cycle that has a mental disabilitating side to it. The two vicious cycles spinning in opposite directions. That's what it's just. You just get fucking chewed up in it, And if you're going through that, just hold on, wait for the next window. If you can, there are things you can look up online to get like free help. What sucks about that is there's a physical labor aspect of like really researching for it, but I promise you it's out there. I found some stuff when I was first started dealing with it. I did get a free therapy session. It wasn't through BetterHelp, but it was through something like that. And I lucked out and got a pretty cool person to help me out. But yeah, I feel for you. Yeah, and if you got kids, you got family, you got sick family, I mean, that's the other thing is like some people are more prone, some people are more empathetic, some people are more easily shooken up, and that doesn't mean that they're a weak person. Like, people are different. Like, our DNA is different. Our psychological mental capacity is different. Just like some people are weak in this and strong in this. And if you happen to be weak in a area that your life is shoving you in, it's the anti-lottery. And people win that shit all the fucking time. Yeah, skating's a positive force in my life too. Skating got me through a lot. But I kept getting hurt, and when you have panic attacks, you can't skate. Like, I was just so exhausted. It was definitely it was a rough ride for a minute. It's tough when other people depend on you and you're dealing with things on yourself. Yeah, dude. Fucking every parent or kid who takes care of their parents, or fucking struggling siblings, A lot of wild shit going on. But yeah, no, you have all my empathy in the world, and you know, there's nothing. I wish there was something more I could do for you other than tell you my experiences and that I've hit my really low points that are different than yours. I didn't have a kid or anything like that. You know, mine was like just I had no money and I was, you know, living in my car and stuff like that. But I got lucky, you know. Hopefully you have a good, strong friend group that you can depend on. Do I get along with Mowgli? I love Mowgli. Mowgli's great. Homegrown, not industry based. Oh, you guys, yeah, dude, weed never worked for me, dude. I fucking wish weed worked for me. I see weed fucking help the homies out all the time. But that's just like, I would still, when I was younger, it was like it was guaranteed anxiety, but I would still do it. I am 44. Am I allowed to do blunt judos? Yeah, you've been allowed to do blunt judos for like 5 years. 39, you get blunt judos. And you're 44 means you can kick your foot off both ways. So you can go, you can do Madonna judo. And if you're feeling really foggy, you can jump down to rock, drop it to rock, readjust your feet, and then go into fakie. You're like, dude, you're 1 year away. At 45, there is 0 rules. Automatic props no matter what you land. You will, at 45, you'll be like, I'm just crossing, and you're going to drop into a mini ramp and pop up on the other side. And when you catch the board in your hand, you're going to hear on the other side, people will be tapping the board on the coping. You know, there's little kid points, old man points. You're already there. You're about to be in like legendary old man point era. You're about to be stoked. Skating saved my life. Too broke from buying decks to buy any real drug. Too broke from buying decks to buy any real drugs. He's 44. He doesn't even have to boneless all 15 sets yet. Dude, if a 45-year-old boneless a 15 set, did someone do that? That would be the most ridiculous thing ever. What song do you think would be better in a skate video? Stand Up and Shout. Or if that Phil Collins song, I'm not even going to try to say what it is. I don't know what that Phil Collins song is, but I knew them Stand Up and Shout. So I picked that one. I see that Walmart toilet paper. Gotta be nice to your bunghole, my friend. Dude, this shit's been good to me. This is what I grew up on. Wait, this isn't even... No, this isn't toilet paper. Once again, this is... Dude. My toilet paper has like a cartoon mascot on it, dude. I don't think it's Charmin. It's some other stuff. Yeah, this is just for the hands. I'm generic. I great value everything, though. Well, I don't shop at Walmart a lot, but when I do, great value. I'm a generic guy through and through. We'll do a bunch of loosey grind combinations. Yeah, I did a couple loosey grinds today. I sort of skated a little bit today. Dude, I can't have anything in these videos, dude. What the fuck, dude? All right, everybody. Well, it's been a fun chat. I talked very little about... We'll do a quick recap. X Games. It's a contest. It's still okay. It used to be better. Oversaturated. I hope that all my friends that are in it win money. Woo! When does the PAL full length come out? It's looking like the end of the year. We'll see. It's looking like November is the date I think I was told. I dented the concrete at Reed with my ribs at 50. So that count? Yeah, that does count. That's hard as concrete. RIP your ribs, but also the skate park. All right, everyone. Hope you all had a good one. Thanks, Ram. Thanks, Tuna. Hey, thanks, Water Park Flow. Another one coming up tomorrow, 12:15 p.m. PST. Good night, everyone.